I'm gonna drink my life away.
Thanks for that intro. Now.
Oh. Fuck. Demonetized.
I'm not monetized anyway, so that's cool. Either way, this is Devouring Dark session number 76. And last time, you guys finally got out of the basement because you guys were there for weeks because we were doing other things. You guys finally got out of the basement of the butchery shop, and you made it back. That was pretty much half of the session, because we started the first half with something different. So, you guys did that, and some interesting things happened there, which may come up later. Who knows? But either way, you guys got back to the safe zone relatively easily, I would say. Because the only threat that was in your way, you just ran past. So that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, we were like, nope, we're not doing this.
That's always the fun part, when encounters get completely skipped because running is an option. So you guys made it to the safe zone, apparently, and you guys got to wander around the safe zone. However, Geo wasn't there for that particular section, so he missed some of the stuff that happened there. It was mostly story-related, exposition-type stuff. Me revealing story point after story point of lore, rather than actually you guys doing stuff. And at the end, a mysterious butler appeared, and he walked into the safe zone and gave you guys an invitation. And I just realized I didn't write down the name of the event, so hopefully you guys remember it, or I can just quickly look it up, but
It was the no, we're not going.
Yes.
It was, you have been invited to the definitely not a trap play or something.
Yeah,
Gathering. Definitely
And
not a trap gathering. There we go.
the butler nonchalantly walked away as Howler began to follow him, and everybody else was standing back at the main safe zone and was like, yeah, we're not doing that, so we're gonna do this other thing. Pretty much. And that's where we left off. So unfortunately, since Geo wasn't there, Edo-san, they tried to wake you up, but you you just wanted to remain asleep for a little while longer. But then you hear them start discussing something, and you get interested and wake up. So you can ask them what happened last time. I'll give you guys a second before I hop to Howler, but Howler was supposed to be the first thing. But I'm gonna find out what the name of that thing was, so that way I can give it to you guys. So you guys can roleplay for a moment. So, just to set the scene again, Edo-san is laying on the floor, and he awakens when he overhears them, the remaining few people, which is Explo and what's his name, Lucius, discussing what is contained within this invitation. So, pick up from there.
Yeah, it's you guys, because I'm not there.
Oh,
Sorry, 1 second, I'm doing something.
Geo is muted. That's why he's not saying anything. He was having a conversation with himself. Oh, he vanished. Wonderful. So this is going great.
The monkey banished him. He just peeked up.
Be gone! Fuck!
Actually, for this roleplay session, I'll let you use tobacco if you wish. Just that way you can be included. So hopefully this doesn't lag things too much. I'm going to be watching the previous video, so that's fun.
Am I audible again?
Yes. Okay, go ahead. The scene starts now.
Oh, great.
So
I
you're
can't
laying on the
see.
floor, you wake up. What do you do?
Alright, sorry about that.
There we go. I can hear you guys again. Am I audible again? That's a very important one.
Yes,
No.
you are.
No, you're not.
Okay, great. Well, Amazon, as being Amazon, is going to be very blunt about it and goes like, "What the hell did I miss? And what's the paper for?" Prevent.
What?
Explode. Yeah, I
Paper?
just asked you.
Yeah?
Yeah, that paper, that big, that envelope, big you have in your hands.
Did I have it in my hands?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought Lucius was reading it. Oh, whatever.
Okay,
It's a
back to-
trap. I just say, just sitting there. It's a trap. It's an invitation to a trap. You want to go?
How about a big, fat no?
Okay, so what's going on? Sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry. I gotta deal
Amazon
with
just
some stuff at
asked
the house.
about, well, the invitation, and Explos just said it's a big, fat trap, and Amazon just said, how about a big, fat no?
I didn't say it was a big bad trap. I just said it was a trap.
This is an invitation to what?
A trap.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, just
The
think about it.
invitation
Do you
from
really
the
think a
butler.
normal butler would be able to come here and just give us an invitation to La La
Oh
Land?
yeah, that dude. Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
bad shit. Oh, totally bad. But we
Yep,
should
we're
definitely
not
use the
going.
invitation to get into steal and then leave.
Oh shit!
How
You know what? We
about,
should have asked the bloody butler if he would have granted us safe passage to the tower.
how about we don't go?
I'm gonna go with yeah. We should go.
I think we
No.
should.
Explo wants to party.
Denied. Pretty please denied.
Well, and by the way, Gio, you said us should do voices, so Big Daddy Explo wants to party.
What were we trying to steal from there again?
Of course we are.
No, but what we were going after something specific, weren't we?
Yeah, it's a sword.
right.
Specifically.
Well, the sword is not for us. The sword is for him, and we can get whatever else is in the room.
Right. Let's do this.
How about no and we return to the safety of our own material plane?
After we rob.
Oh, after we are out of this place and never ever gonna rob that place.
Oh, we're gonna rob that motherfucker.
Oh, you guys are
agree.
idiots. And you're supposed to be an artificer.
They say the turret is. They say the whole towers is impregnable. Give me 3 good men and I'll impregnate the bitch.
It's 10. The line's 10 men.
Shh. We don't have that many men.
It's just true. But we do. There's NPCs.
Shh.
Some right over there.
Yeah, but they're not good.
That's why they're called cannon fodder.
Bait.
Can I say this? Pistol cock. I say we are not going.
Well, you don't have to go, but that means that you don't get
No,
any of the
we
loot.
are not going, and I'm deciding that right now.
You don't get to decide what I do.
But my gun decides what we're gonna do.
No, it doesn't.
How about how many holes until you say yes? Yes, it does.
How many fireballs and lightning bolts can you take before you're dead?
Well,
Well,
quite a
the
few more
wisdom
than you.
saves, deck saves are good enough than many.
Yeah, I bet quite a few more than you.
Let's make something very clear. You do not tell me what I can and cannot do. If I want to go and risk my life, I go risk my life. You don't have to. But you don't tell me what I can and can't do. Do you understand that?
Well, this time I have to, because you're doing
No.
something stupid.
Too fucking bad for you, man. I'm going to do something stupid then. I'm going to go rob the place. You don't want to come, you don't come. But you don't tell me or anybody else in this group that they can't go.
Well, what else do you want me to do then? Just sit here and see you waste your life away for some stupid gold pieces that are not going to be worth anything now?
You do know that it's bad manners to not accept an invitation, Arizon.
Yeah, and you do know that you can choose to not go.
You
And
have no
you
honor.
have chosen not to go. We have chosen to go.
Uh, you guys
So
are
you can
deaf
stay here in the
idiots.
sewers, or you can go figure another way to get back to the material plane. Well, we go do what we want to go do.
You do you then, but don't ever come back to me then begging me for help.
Have I asked you for help once?
Yes, actually, yes.
When?
The meat shop, when we're in the smith.
I don't remember asking you to help. I told you where we were going.
You asked me to identify something, and I could identify it, so yes, I helped.
I can do the identify myself. I didn't ask you to do any of that.
Fine. But I'm not going to come anyways.
Wait,
You
you're
go
gonna come
do your.
to the event? Wait, what?
You guys do your stupid thing of going into that stupid invitation, but don't ever say I didn't warn you.
Oh, that's fine.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
Death, more death,
Possession.
being.
Actually, I
Yeah,
would go with
that one as
possession. If I
well.
die, that's fine. But I mean, to get possessed would suck.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Or get controlled by some pig?
That is possession.
That would suck.
Yeah, all that would suck.
Speaking of which, are you still okay?
Hmm?
No, Explo, because big. You still okay, Explo?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I believe him. Fucking traitor.
Uh, since we're gonna like sit for a minute and like kind of finish resting up before we're gonna go, right?
So, what's the plan then? Are we gonna do the thingy that we were discussing, or are we just gonna walk over? I mean, we are invited.
Well, I was thinking if we have about an hour, I can see what happens when I cast greater invisibility through the light orb. And I can see if I can affect multiple people with that, which will be useful later.
Hmm.
But then I would say we just use the invitation, go in.
I say we still. I think our best bet is still using polymorph on us, and then let Howler carry us in his pocket. because he's basically invisible already when he goes stealth.
This is true.
So
Okay, let's see what happens when polymorph gets cast.
Speaking of Howler, did anyone see Howler?
well, no, he's stealthing.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
he's currently
as
hidden.
soon as he says that, I just got
And
the
as
thing.
soon as he says that,
Yeah, I just got the thing. So just give me a second. The name of the event is Times of Torture and Tantamount Fun.
oh
How
fuck it, we're
about-
gonna go. We're gonna go.
how
We're gonna
about
go
I
right now.
don't go there and not
definitely
be the
gonna
dumb
go.
character with my bloody 20 in intelligence?
Okay, so
Sounds like a great time.
as
Come
he's
on,
asking-
man. It was the name of my kindergarten when I was a kid. Let's go.
Okay, so it's just as that happens when we switch to Howler, and he is currently stealthing behind this butler character that just sort of walked away. And he's not walking quickly, so you can easily keep up with him even in stealth. He's just sort of nonchalantly walking down this this tube-like structure that you guys have been hiding in.
I will follow him for a bit until I'm sure that he believes he's not being followed.
All right.
That's
I'll
when
say-
I kill him.
That's probably what's going to happen, but we'll see.
You gotta be wary
Um,
of those sneak attacks, you know.
He's going to try anyway. We'll leave it at that. He gets approximately 500 feet away from the safe zone, and you notice that he's about to. It looks there's an open manhole cover nearby, and he seems to be walking towards it.
Okay. So as he's approaching that, I will be readying my... Or actually, I don't think I will be readying my crossbows. I think I will be poisoning my weapons and attack him, like stab him in the back, shank him a couple of times. So I'm gonna apply
Okay,
my
yes.
poison first, and then I'm gonna attack
So
him.
you're gonna just attack him. Okay.
Yes. I mean, I'm trying to neutralize him, so I'm using 2 grell poison.
Sure.
On each side.
Sure.
Big whoop. He's immune.
He hasn't noticed you.
Okay.
So
I guess he's surprised, right?
yeah, he's not like as soon as you start moving towards him more quickly. It's not like he turns around to see you or anything. So yes, the answer to that is yes.
That is the right numbers.
Okay, and the answer to that is yes, those both hit, and yes, that damage seems to stick to him.
And the entity needs to make 2 con saves.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to click to get to appear, was the dice roller.
Will he be paralyzed or damaged?
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
Which
Yes,
means I'm
because
equally.
Paralyzed.
near the beginning of the campaign, he encountered a creature that had a paralyzing poison, and now whenever he gets the chance, he gets his hands on some.
Tries to paralyze people.
Yeah, it has a low DC, but if it works, it completely prevents them from moving. So,
General Howler in a nutshell, running around crippling
Admiral.
people.
Admiral.
Admiral. Grand.
Grand.
El Grande Admirale Howler of the Aquan say.
Baker Admiral Howler.
I need to put some more titles soon.
yeah, he just needs to encounter a situation that is appropriate of a title. That's all that he needs.
Yeah, the next title is Captain. Captain Grand Admiral Howler.
I feel like that's a step down.
Yeah, it is.
But he's both somehow. But
He should
anyway,
be Supreme Grand Admiral.
Supreme.
Supreme
Limited edition
Faker,
Grand Admiral
Limited
Howler of
edition.
Darkness. Limited edition.
Supreme Faker Admiral Howler.
Or gold edition or something really fucking expensive.
Oh, that
Well,
sounds so
platinum
good.
is expensive in this realm.
A platinum
Okay,
edition
so-
Grand Admiral Howler.
So I rolled a 16 out of 12. Because you only hit twice, correct?
Yeah, I only
Okay.
hit him twice.
If they hit thrice.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So that's my turn. Does he
Okay,
look bloody after that? Or?
Did he get paralyzed? Is the question.
I don't think so. No, he didn't.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the DC of regular Grell poison is 11, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're using the regular kind or not.
Yeah, I'm using the
Yes.
regular.
Okay. Yes, the regular is 11. So it was the right numbers, so I'm just gonna add those up.
I think you kind of just fucked up, Ben, because this guy has a +5 in con saves, which is not looking good for you.
Yeah, maybe I should have done that, but it's okay.
Yeah, but the thing about enemies is they can specialize in con saves, which means that they can have like +10 or 15, crazy numbers like that. But anyway,
Yeah, but he's not a dragon, is he?
perhaps. We'll
Yeah.
see.
As soon as you stab him, he just pops like a balloon and a huge fucking dragon just appears.
Okay, so you stab him twice in the back, like you just sort of into his back, and he turns around and you dislodge your weapons from him as he turns around, as to not get flung around or anything. And he just sort of looks at you. He gets into this weird fighting stance with his hands out to his sides, and he's just sort of crouching a little bit. And he goes, "How ungrateful!" And he just sort of suddenly
You
he just
fucked up.
you
Is
you
your
see
romantic love?
he doesn't
Bobby,
appear
that's
bloodied either.
up.
He just sort of makes like a I don't know how best to describe this.
Kung Fu sounds.
No. Though that would be awesome. If he did. But he sort of just it's sort of like a, you know those flip books that have the little animations in them? It sort of looks choppy like that when you're looking at him, but then he just sort of suddenly is a wolf on the ground, and he has what looks like bows in some sort of fur, some spurts of fur coming off of him, and he just sort of turns around and jumps up towards the manhole cover.
Attack of opportunity, right? I'm gonna try and
Yes.
paralyze him. 32 to hit.
He
Don't
just
save.
barely dodges 32. No. So 20 damage, it looks like.
13 at this point.
13? Oh, okay. 13. Okay, and he has to make another save. He
And he's
rolls
paralyzed.
8.
He doesn't
Okay,
move.
so he turned into the wolf, and as he turned around and tried to jump, you just sort of stabbed him, and he just sort of fell to the floor, unmoving. And as he falls to the floor, he just turns back into a person.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Cool.
I do have a quick question. How well does this paralyze work? Like the entire
Paralyzed
body,
completely.
like even his lungs stop working and are paralyzed?
They don't, but like mechanically, I got auto crits. They can't take any actions or reactions, so they're basically fucked.
Excellent. I like that. How long?
An
hour?
He said end of his turn.
Yeah, so each turn he gets an opportunity to break out of it.
So you're gonna coup de grace him, right? Like you're gonna kill him right now, like that.
Yeah.
He can try, as long as he does enough damage. Then yes.
Well, no. If he's paralyzed and he takes a coup de grace action, He can just slit the dude's throat and kill him.
Yeah, I
I
would
don't,
just assume
I
that
don't know
canon.
if that's in this edition, but
No,
usually,
they took that
that
out.
doesn't work in 50 like that.
yeah.
It's like if they're
Unless
sleeping.
his hit points are ridiculous low, then it would work.
That's
He
dumb.
has to attack and deal enough damage to kill him. It's the only way it works.
No, I get that. I'm just in like a role play, like in a. If somebody's paralyzed and they can't take any reactions, no defense, nothing. It should still be allowed where you could basically, I slit his throat this action. Oh, he
Well,
gets
yes.
back where he's not paralyzed next turn, but he's fucked. He's dead.
Yes, but if you slit his throat, technically you have to do enough damage to kill him in order for it to actually kill him. So you can slit his throat, but
There's
he'll
some
still be
sturdy
alive.
motherfucker that will come after you with a slit throat. Is all he's saying.
Yes,
That's what I'm
true.
saying. That's dumb.
Well, if you slit a dragon's throat, it might not be enough to kill it. Just saying.
No, I get that, but if it's a human being,
Yeah, that's true, but he's not a human being, so.
he's currently in the shape of a human being.
Yes.
So in either
Wait,
case,
wasn't he a wolf?
Yes, he changed back when he got attacked.
Well, no. So his natural form is a wolf. He just changes into a human.
Perhaps. You don't know. You're not there to even examine this, so your character has no idea.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can see them?
we're too far away at this point.
Even, 500 feet away, even if you had dark vision, you can't see them.
Yeah, but still, what if I got a natural 20?
Then you would see 60 feet away really well. Alright, so you attack
So, yeah.
him again.
It's my turn. Now he's paralyzed, so I'm gonna
Yes.
use my wrist dagger because that's stored with poison with Nightshade. So I'm gonna do one attack with that,
Alright.
and then one attack with a jewel dagger, which both
It
hit.
says jeweled rapier, but that's fine.
Yeah, sure. I said the wrong thing. Then it's the lower
Neck dagger. I like what you called it. Neck dagger.
Oh no, that's neck. That's the wrong one. It's I just have to find the right dagger. I have several.
Yes, he does.
I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's actually
Wrist dagger. Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
want to take the first item. No.
that's actually betrayal, which is the thing he doesn't want to use at the moment. So, yeah, that would be a
So-
problem if he was using that.
Let's see.
So-
So it's 11 and a 15 plus he needs to make a con save for poison, and I also do sneak attack.
So he takes 11 and 15.
44.
Do you have a
plus-
groin dagger? If the enemy is male, it automatically crits if you hit.
Okay, so it's 44 plus 15 plus 11.
Yes. He also needs to make a con save. DC
Okay.
14.
Plus 15 plus 11. Okay, yes, no, he is not bloodied yet. Not until, well, at least not yet. I haven't rolled for the poison, so give me a chance to do that.
He takes another 10, not 20.
Fair enough. So, he is now bloodied, and it is his turn, so he's going to take this chance to try to regain his faculties.
Hopefully not. He does.
Plus 18, so he regains his faculties. As far as I'm aware, he's not allowed to stand up or anything.
No, at the end of his turn, so he's still laying down.
Okay, so he's still laying on the floor. So it is your turn.
Since I have advantage, I get sneak attack.
Yes, because he is laying on the floor, so yes.
And that's one from crit. That's too bad. And I will I will attack him with my offhand as well, which is this one.
Okay, great. Those both hit.
It's the left numbers because he's not paralyzed.
Okay. Plus 15, plus 10, plus 19. Okay. He's still alive, of course. But he's bloodied. So he's gonna stand up.
And I'm gonna
Again.
tell him, you're not jumping out of there. And then I'll just wave him over my way to see if he's gonna fight or not.
He just looks at you disapprovingly. And he's gonna try it again.
Okay.
So he's gonna change back into the wolf, because he can do this. It's a free action on any of his turns to change into the wolf or to his regular self. And he's gonna jump up, or try to jump up to the manhole.
Okay.
So he's moving away from you, so. Go ahead.
Let's just see what I have to catch him with. No,
and by the way, on reactions, whatever weapons you had equipped on your previous turn are the ones that you have to use.
Yeah,
So,
that's fine. I'm just thinking.
I actually have a custom feat that if you want to change that, you can.
Yeah.
You can basically make an equipment action as long as you have an attack, so you can just switch weapons every time you have an attack. But unfortunately, you do not have that feat.
It's another 15.
Alright. Gets dealt 15. Okay, he's still up, which means that he jumps up to the hole, but since he got attacked, he automatically changes back. So he was midway through the air as you hit him, and he changed back, and he just sort of grabs onto the ledge, and he pulls himself up.
Okay. I will jump up then. Let's
Okay.
bring it to the wall or something. So the acrobatics.
Yes, and it's a pretty high DC, but you can still attempt to. Because it is like 20 feet in the air, so.
Okay.
But you can still attempt to. Unfortunately, you don't jump high enough. Your stubby little halfling legs and halfling arms.
Can I use my bonus action to dash to try again?
I'll allow it, yeah.
Yes.
Remember, you got to do the dash in midair right when you're about to hit the arc of the jump, okay? That's when you got to dash up.
Yes, I just started running in the air.
Okay, well, here's what happens. You try to jump up, and you realize that you needed to jump a little higher, so then you run up the opposite wall. So you jump up, run, jump up, and you manage to grab on to the bottom of a manhole cover as he is nonchalantly walking away.
Okay. Well, I will. I still have my action, so I'm gonna hide. Yeah, I'm gonna take the stealth action, and I'm gonna follow him because I'm assuming that he thought I couldn't jump up there.
Okay, sure. Make the hide action. Okay. So here's what he does. He's been attacked already, so he knows you're there. He just doesn't know that you followed him, we'll say. So instead of just nonchalantly walking, he started nonchalantly walking away for the rest of his movement on his turn. But as he starts his next turn, he turns into the wolf again.
Okay.
And he just starts running.
What's his movement? How far is he getting away from me?
As a wolf, wolves' basic speed is 40. So he's moving 40 and then 40.
Okay, so if I dash, I catch up then, because I have 40 speed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna dash, and I'm gonna catch up to him, and I'm gonna stab him again, hopefully unseen, unless he spots me.
He... Even with a natural 20, he can't roll high enough, is the point. So...
So
Because
I'm
with those rolls, I don't know if everyone here remembers how this works in my games. A natural 20 on
actually I'm gonna spend one turn just like applying poisons and stuff and trying to catch up to him. So yeah, I will spend one turn on doing that, following him.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say that if you get a natural 20, if the value is higher than 5 over whatever the value is of a natural 20, then it still succeeds, is what the ruling is that I've given. So, just for future reference, if you get 5 over what their possible natural 20 is, then you automatically succeed. So, to continue, yeah, he continues running, and let's see. Since he knows someone's after him, let's see, what would he do? Okay, here's what he's gonna do. I mean, why not? So I'm gonna roll something. Perfect. Suddenly he starts running as a wolf, and he darts around what looks like foliage, some sort of. Perhaps at one time it was well upkept, but it's just sort of like a gnarled bush at this point. It like those hedges that people like cut to make shapes out of. It might have been one of those, but it hasn't been upkept for a while, so it's sort of just grown out and ugly looking. He goes around behind that, and you start to walk around behind that thing, and you don't see him.
Yes, I will make a perception check to see if I spot him.
Sure.
Which is not.
No. Unfortunately, you do not.
Okay, I'm gonna like.
If you would have gotten a natural 20, I would have given it to you, but unfortunately not.
I'm gonna try and keep tracking him then, see if I find any tracks or any of that sort.
Okay, that's a basic survival check, so go ahead. See if you can track a creature. Unfortunately, he hid his tracks, if he has any, to leave well enough that you can't discern between where he went and where he didn't go.
Okay. So I'm gonna quickly dash in a random direction, hoping I'll find him.
Okay, that possibly could work. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna roll a d30.
D30. Oh, isn't it like a building or 4 paths or?
It's there's a building.
Okay.
But there's multiple options that he could have taken, and whether or not your character factors that in is up to the dice roll.
That's fine. 6.
Unfortunately, you do not locate him. You have a feeling that you might be dashing in the right direction, but you don't see him, and the problem is that he might have gone in a different direction, so you're not sure.
I.e., he did go in a different direction.
Yeah, he probably did. I will just mumble to myself, that's my thing, and I will go back.
Luckily enough, along your path, you do not encounter any undead, so that's cool, because you're a rogue and you're hiding and all that stuff, so I'm saying that you didn't encounter anything that noticed you.
Yeah, okay.
So
you walk back in the sewers.
Yeah, after you guys ask where he is, that's the moment that you see him jump through the manhole cover above the safe zone.
Oh, there we go. It wasn't even here.
I will take the light orb and just kind of nod towards Howler, like, oh, okay. And then I'm going to cast Polymorph on Explo and see if it affects me as well, or anybody else. Like, I'll make sure that Artisan That's Geo's character, right? Autoson?
Yeah.
That Autoson is also within 20 feet, so that way I can see if it's like it affects everybody in 20 feet like some of the spells do, or if it's going to affect Explo and just myself like they have before. Just see what happens.
Okay,
Could
so
it
roll.
also be a willing creature, if I recall correctly?
Roll up. That's what I gotta look at the spell. So roll up the spell.
If you want to resist, you have to make a wisdom save. It can be an unwilling.
Yes. Yes. Polymorph can work on enemies as well, as long as they fail the save. So
That's normally who you use it on.
yeah. So it depends on whether the creature is willing or not. That's all it's up to.
Okay.
Well, I believe Explo is willing.
Nope.
You can make Tyrannosaurus Rexes, if dinosaurs are in this game.
Explo is very willing.
Okay.
So Explo gets turned into a little mouse.
Okay. So, just before I give you the results, I need to read the spell, because depending on the effect of the spell is what determines how the orb affects it. So, I'm just reading how the mechanics of the spell.
It's usual a single target.
Yes.
I think.
It's usually a single target at minimum level, I think. At higher levels, you can target multiple. But I'm just looking at the other mechanics. Okay. Okay. So yes, that is exactly what happens. Instead of a target you choose within the range, within 60 feet, it's everyone within 20 feet.
Okay. Including myself?
Yes. If you wish.
Yes. So we're two mouses on the floor.
Does the orb change with you is the question. Does it change your clothing?
It would meld into my body.
Okay. So now the orb, if you wish to use it, you have to change him back. So, just so you're aware, is the point.
I will
now there are just two mouses on the ground.
I'm then going to end the spell after one round to make sure that it basically, we achieved what we wanted, it worked, and we'll go back to just being regular.
Okay, so you were just testing that to see if it worked.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Now I'm going to need an hour to recoup that spell, and I'm going to take a short rest.
Because he has arcane recovery, so he can do that.
Yep.
What happened?
You would know. You would know what happened too.
So am I a mouse now?
Not anymore.
Yeah, he dismissed the spell. So you are now.
How many got turned into a mouse?
You were a mouse for 6 seconds.
Ooh.
It was kind of weird.
But you still had all of your mental faculties and everything.
Cool.
You had your mental faculties, but your limbs and appendages.
But
more people turn into a mouse, or was it?
Sorry, you sort of lagged out there for a second.
Was it more people that turned into a mouse, or was it just me?
It was me and you. Basically, anybody within 20 feet of this, when I'm holding the orb, when I cast a spell, I can affect them.
Yeah. So basically, it changed.
So what happens to the orb?
Huh?
It goes inside him.
What happens to the orb? Does it just fall on the ground?
No, it melded into his body because it's an item it's an item that he had equipped.
Well, yeah, anything that you have on you, all of your clothing, your gear, all that stuff, when I cast a spell, all of it will form into you when you take the new shape.
So it's basically like how lycanthropy works in most things. When you change forms, your clothes goes into you, rather than ripping apart, which is what sometimes happens, but that does not happen in this case. So you were not a mouse with like a little shirt and little pants.
That would have been super adorable, though, with you like all your bombs on you, but.
Squeak!
Howler.
Squeak kaboom!
Squeak kaboom!
I think we have our way in.
Hello, Squeaky.
I just noticed it was impressive that the orb works that way.
Yeah,
This
and
is a
next
really
time
cool
you
item.
try that, I won't be so friendly.
What?
Apparently, Erosan is not too happy that you did that.
What? You're fine. You didn't even change.
Yeah, because I resisted.
Yeah, you would have been fine even if you didn't.
I mean,
Yeah,
what's
but
the
what I
Fine
failed,
for 6
but what I
seconds.
failed to resistance? What then? Oh yeah, it was changed.
But
what's
you
the
were.
matter? Are you afraid of a little mice?
No, I don't. Like Mr. Big Shot said there, that I shouldn't force him to do anything, then he should also not force me to do anything.
It was just a test to see if it would work.
Oh yeah, sure, just a test, sure. Next time it won't be a test, sure.
Well, no, next time we're going to be doing it right before we go into the tower, so you won't be there,
Yeah,
right?
the tower I won't be going to, because I'm not mad.
Yeah. So after we go steal stuff, we'll come back and we'll all leave, and you're going to be not having as much loot.
Also, I'm just gonna say, did you show Erosan the... Because my headphones died, so I didn't hear half of what you guys were talking about. Did you show Erosan the invitation?
I believe so.
If you believe so, then I'm gonna just allow that to happen.
Well, because I mean we've been talking about it.
Sure. Erosan, you saw your name on the invitation. Just so you're aware.
Well, I can still decline it since it's an invitation and I don't have to come.
You don't have to worry about that. I politely declined for us. He was very disappointed.
What do you mean?
No, I had a little chat with him, and I informed him that we would not be coming to this event you speak of.
I want to say this, inside that shit for his chat.
I thought that we were going to be
I know him
using
too well for his shenanigans for this.
Okay.
So we're going to...
Ah, sure. Yeah.
Insight, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's insight.
Yeah, I believe him. Oh, you had a nice chat. That's good. I'm glad you did.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can the way I rule it is that you don't have to believe him, but you don't know that he is lying is the problem.
Oh no! Since I was less than half of what he actually rolled, I'm
Yeah,
going.
I'll let you
completely
determine.
and utterly believe him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a good chat? Was it nice and like amicable? Like,
No, he was
good.
very upset after it. He was disappointed we wouldn't make it.
What kind of words did you use, bro? Like,
Well, he was like some sort of beast man. He turned into a wolf and cried out. It was terrible. What a nuisance.
seems like you took that a little bit more. Took that really personal, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I wouldn't want him as a butler. Is all I'm saying.
I can understand.
Alright. Explo actually knows what happened. Or he doesn't know what happened, he just knows that Howler
He's telling the
lying.
truth.
is telling some fibs, we'll say.
No, I'm leaving out a lot of information. I'm not technically lying.
He's playing with the truth, we'll say.
Yeah, that's more like it.
He's making it a bit nicer. That's it.
So Explo, you see that he is pretty skilled in what he does, but he wasn't trying very hard. You get the feeling. What's the problem?
Explo don't care.
Fair enough.
So,
This is true. I've noticed that about Explo. He doesn't really care much about some of this shit.
Completely neutral. As long as you don't get bored, it's fun.
Either way, it seems as though Lily doesn't want to go along with you, and her name was not on the invitation.
Wait, Lily doesn't want to come with us to go steal shit?
No. She's gonna stay
Lily.
with... She's not very happy, and since Erosan brought up that he wanted to leave and go somewhere else, she wants to go with him.
Leave?
Yeah. She wants to leave, so she's gonna go along with him until she decides to part with him if he decides to go a different direction.
Well, he knows for a fact the material plane is not a safe place. Well,
See,
this
are
place
you
is
two leaving
even
now?
less safe.
She has a goal in mind of where she wants to go.
I am specifically asking Otosan and Lily, are you guys going to be leaving now? Are you waiting until we
Well,
get back?
well, we're gonna try and find a way to leave this place.
Tabaki will say that he can send you back.
He can technically banish you, is his point.
Yes, but you can banish us, and there's also being able to get everyone to the simple point to one simple point. Well, words. There's also the point that you want us to all to be brought back to the same point and not be in different places on the whole world.
Okay, then Harley will speak up and he will say, well, it so happens that I know the entrance to this plane of air and where we can come out.
Yes, because I know for a fact you weren't with us when we got transported.
Well, I had to go the long way. I mean, it's
Well, technically, no one was with you, Edo-san, because you died and got brought back by a Jin.
Yeah, but we were linked. But Howler was never with us when we went to the.
well, I mean, I have more errands than catching up on your exploring. I mean, I'm running the entire camp back there.
Yeah, yeah, because we were sent by that frog man thing.
Yes, he was strange. What happened to him, anyways? Did you shoot him too?
What?
Did you
He's
shoot
asking
him too?
if you shot the
No,
frog guy.
no, I did not. He just used this unstable magic quite a lot.
Well, at least he didn't cause harm in the temple.
Yeah, sure, do say that now.
So, anyways, if you wish, I can show you the way back to the material plane. But it's a long journey.
Yeah, he
Well,
had fun getting here. Let's just
yeah,
say that.
sure. So, question: how did you get here? That's quite an
Well,
important thing to know.
I traveled.
Okay, where on the map did you cross the site to go to the plane of air from the material plane? That's a quite important thing because if we're close to the city, then that would be very nice.
Well, it's in the sky. It's not on the ground.
Oh, great! Wait, you used the airship to?
No,
great.
no. I left the airship behind. I sent some crew to scavenge for me.
So you still sent out the airship. Oh god, you went to the sky with the airship, and then I don't even know anymore.
Well, no, I did none of that. But I know the way back, and I will be traveling there as soon as I get my hands on that artifact we're
so.
looking for.
I really, really hope so. You didn't ruin the ship.
Well, it's my ship, and if I wish to ruin it, I will. However, I have no intention to.
Just make sure we can get back in one piece.
As soon as we get the treasure.
Sure.
We're ready to go in an hour.
Sure, and what if you don't make it? What if you die? What then?
Well, I guess you're on your own. Or you could come with us. I mean, it's up to you.
I am not going to walk into knowing. I'm not going to walk into a trap that I know of.
Yeah, we're not going into the trap. We're going in before it.
In an hour, we're going to go to the tower, and then we're going to polymorph, and then Howler will sneak us into the tower, and then we'll steal the stuff we want, and then my plan is to just banish everybody right there.
I mean, it's the next day, right? It's not today. Because
He can take a short rest and be done with it.
I'm thinking of a long rest because Tabaki used all his spells and Howler needs his luck points in case he rolls.
Oh, if you mean that, you guys had a long rest before the butler showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think we finished one.
Yeah, we were able to finish one long rest because I cast a polymorph spell and how many spell slots I have. I need to just rest 1 hour.
Okay. I get it now. I just didn't think we had the long rest yet. That's the problem.
Yeah, at the end of your long rest, people tried to wake you up because a butler appeared.
In that case, yeah, I'm fine with that. And if we do so happen to survive, I look to the other two. I know I will. I'll
I
lead
plan
you
on
back.
living too.
Well, I hope you do, but I mean,
Let's all be very clear on one thing. If I'm about to die, and it seems that way, and I have the ability to cast one more spell, I'm going to be banishing myself. Anybody, hopefully, within 20 feet of the orb.
that seems fair.
Well, if that's the quickest way to get the hell out of here, then sure, banish us then when we need to, because this place is not, well, savable, but we do need to inform someone before we actually go.
Well,
Okay, I just shout to one of the NPCs nearby, "Hey, you, we're leaving." And I look back.
Everybody just sort of looks at you confused.
I'm going to motion Howler closer.
Okay.
Hey, we've carved out a safe zone in this
Yes.
place. Why are you trying to just hand it away to people? We can use this still.
Yeah, I mean, I just was trying to suit him. I mean, he said we had to inform someone. I informed that guy.
Yeah, but that guy's an idiot. He's retarded. He's like, and look at him. You
What?
said we're leaving, and he was just like, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
There's two, like, there's like one or two that like we could talk to. We can potentially set this up as like safe zone
Yeah.
where they're going to start collecting taxes for us. Then when we come by, they can pay us because we did make this safe zone.
I mean, I get all that you're saying, and it's probably the wisest idea. But also, just look at him.
Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
Look at that fucking
He's-
ugly face, man.
Look! I am looking at that stupid ass face right now. Right now, we're not even really talking very quietly. He's just within range to hear us, and he's still confused.
Yes, I just shout to him, "Hurry up now! Go,
He
move!"
still doesn't know that we're talking to him.
He
Fucking
keeps
hell.
looking behind him, like, is it me? And he's pointing like me or me?
That is not the guy I'm talking about. We need to inform you,
Oh.
Noodle.
Oh, Edo-san, as they were saying that, there was nobody there that they were talking about.
Yeah.
The people that were looking at them confused, they didn't know what they were saying, and then when they started insulting somebody who they didn't know who they were talking about, they just sort of walked away.
And that's why you guys are not well with people.
Now I'm gonna go over and I will get like the people who clearly have like been helping to organize and keep everybody like together, and I'll inform them that we will be departing soon. That we will leave the care of this safe zone in their hands. That they should continue to gather survivors, and they should start to make their living here if they can't leave. And we'll be by at some point to collect taxes. And then I'll pat the person on the arm, and then I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
And also just buries his face in his hands and goes like, "You fool."
The report has been delivered, regardless of anybody's opinion.
I love the taxes part. That was great.
Okay, great.
It's our safe zone. They want to stay here, they got to pay. That's why they got to figure out a new economy, a new way of life here in the sewers.
How about no?
How about yes?
And
How
we'll
about
collect more survivors. And when we'll be back, we'll expand the area a little bit so they can grow. And we'll keep doing that. But that does mean taxes are going to go up.
Taxes
every time we expand out.
You know what we should make? A casino with blackjack and hookers.
I like it.
You know what?
I like it.
Forget the casino.
But we'll
and
just
you
leave
guys
them
call
to, like,
yourselves
get it ready.
heroes?
Well,
I
I
never
never
said
said
When the hell did I ever call myself a hero?
I believe you're the only one, Aeroson, who's ever called yourself a hero. I am very much not a hero. I do occasionally save people, but that's kind of a byproduct of my actions that I was going to take anyways.
I think I would say that I'm probably the completely opposite of a hero, but not quite the opposite of a hero.
I mean, I'm not a
I
villain.
will save the guy, but if he has a lot of gold on him, I will potentially rob him or kill him to get the gold.
Yeah, or
Because,
murder
gold.
him.
Well, no, it's
No.
after I save
It's
him, I will inform him of the tax on saving
sending
his
him
life,
to the next plane of existence.
continuing him
Just
along
like
his
old
journey.
Yeller.
You know what? I'm done with you guys.
But now that you mention it, I have been called the champion of light before, so maybe I should add that to my tactics. Although I do prefer darkness. No, that's
Who the
actually
hell
not
called you a
bullshit.
champion of light? Were they drunk?
Technically,
people.
it was warrior.
Yeah, okay, warrior. Sorry, warrior of light.
Well, that's
You're a
not
warrior
hero
of
of
light.
light.
Okay, yeah, that's a very different.
Warrior and
mean,
heroes are completely different people.
Like it sounds like you're a warrior of like twilight, right?
I
before
wish I
dawn,
could
right
cast
before
silence around
sun goes
myself so
down.
that I don't have to hear you
yeah,
all the
I mean,
time.
Twilight would be better.
So wait, are you coming with us now, Arasan?
No,
Okay, so you're gonna
I'm
stay here
not
with Lily.
mad, I know when something is a trap.
Okay,
Well,
so you're
we're
gonna
not-
stay here
We
with
know
Lily
it's a trap
until we
too.
get back, or you're gonna leave with Lily now?
No, we're gonna wait for you guys since you have no clue how the material planes looks.
Well, first of all, as I've already told you, I'm pretty sure that this course of action is going to end up leading to where I'm going to banish anybody who's coming with us, and we're probably not going to go out the same way we came in.
Well, you better come back for us, cause we are gonna try that airship that Howler sparked here somewhere in this plane of
Well,
existence.
I never said I brought an airship here.
You
That's
did
true.
say how else are you gonna get to the sky of the material plane? Oh yeah, an airship.
Climbing? I mean, there's some pretty tall trees.
And then what? How are you gonna travel once you're in the plane of air? Oh yeah, you need something to travel with.
Well, I'm quite the inventor myself,
He has a squirrel suit, a flying squirrel suit, where he puts it on. He's got the wings between
Really?
his arms and his legs, and he just floats.
How
I mean,
done
I'm
are
not-
you with these idiots?
A man needs some trade secrets, I mean, just like you have your gun.
He just collected a P-wing, that's all.
Let me know when an hour has passed, Matt.
Okay, so technically a half hour has passed. So I'm just gonna give a chance for Edoson and Lily to do anything they want to do to prepare, because everybody else has done everything they want to do, apparently.
Well, we got our stuff, so Arizon's just going to be sure to, inform the air genasi that, it's nearly impossible to get the town back since, everything is going on in here.
Okay. How do you wish to inform the Air Genasi?
Well, we actually need to get to him since, I don't have any message, I don't have any sending. I don't know about Lily.
No, she doesn't.
So yeah, we need to find a transport.
You remember how you got here quite a while ago,
Yeah,
and
which
the way
failed.
that you got here is no longer an option.
Yeah, so I'm going for option 2. Find Howler's transportation.
Sure, you don't know what that is, because he didn't
Yeah,
tell you.
I'm just looking forward until he finds out what it is. It's so great.
Yeah,
if
it
I-
actually was pretty funny.
If I find it, then we have transport.
It's all yours if you find it.
If it's even still available.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But we
So,
also still have people at that one farmhouse or whatever, right?
No,
yes.
Elementals. Yeah, elementals are
Yeah,
there.
no, I got
Because
them all here to the safe zone.
No, remember,
They
they
can't go
come
in
in.
the safe zone, so it was
That's
pointless
why-
to bring them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that's why they're at the farm, right?
Yeah.
All right,
So
so
they
I'm going
also
to,
need a transportation vehicle to get to the more safer place, which is that Air Genasi's palace.
Actually, if you remember, they got really upset with you because you didn't want you tried to get everyone away from the danger rather than trying to save people. So they're doing that. That's what they're doing. But their base is the farmhouse. Yes.
Yeah. I
I mean,
don't
aren't
know
they
how
still going out and
successful they're gonna
collecting
be.
survivors?
Sorry? Two
They were
people
going out
talked at
to.
once.
Yeah, sorry. They're going out to collect survivors, right?
Yes. Because they see this as an apocalyptic situation. They don't care if they're evil or not. Their alignment at this point doesn't matter. They're just trying to up their chances of survival. So they're
Well,
trying to save
chances
people.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask my father if he will fly over to inform them that we're gonna be leaving. Any of those that are able to come to the safe zone that they save, maybe collect them into groups and then send groups over so they can come into the safe zone here in the sewers.
Okay, I just want to tell you that if you banish them, you send them back to their own plane.
Yeah.
Which is
no, I'm not.
fire,
I'm not.
Genasi.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not trying to banish anybody. Not those people. I'm trying to collect more taxes. Don't think you understand the goal here. Okay?
I
So
think you're
I
gonna
want to
be
send my
easily
father.
outnumbered, for one.
So I
Well,
want to
it's
send
just
my
a
father.
messenger, and the messengers don't get attacked randomly. Like, who would do such a thing?
And I want my father, who was listening when I talked to the other guy, to drop it just like I did. It's at the very end, a quick thing, and then you're leaving. You don't bring up taxes in the beginning. You bring it up right at the very end, drop it, and then leave before they have a chance to say anything.
Well, then they can just reject it and not do it.
No, because we have the safe zone. We've created the safe zone for them, and there's a tax to stay in the safe zone.
Well, how are you gonna enforce it when you leave?
I'll be back at some point.
Yeah, but they
I
outnumber
plan
you
on.
as a second part.
And?
Well, I don't think you can outnumber 50 against 2.
I mean,
It's true,
peasants
but
are
if the
always.
two of us are standing here and we say, hey, we can bounce out in a second, and right before we do, we're going to take down the safe zone, and there will no longer be a safe zone, and you're all going to get slaughtered horribly unless you pay us the taxes that we're demanding, most people are going to go ahead and shell over the money, even if there's 100 of them, and there's only 2 of us.
I highly doubt it.
I mean, peasants usually outnumber kings.
This is very true. Peasants pay the king taxes all the time now.
Cause they're good kings, not evil bad kings.
You've not met a lot of kings then, have you? There are some truly diabolical evil bastards out there that are kings and do horrible things for their peasants and those that serve them, but they're still followed because of fear and the protection that they give to their armies. Now we don't have
Like
an
I said,
army, but we have the
taking
magic
the
that we
good
give.
with the bad.
But we should be all right. Anyways, Dad, you go over to the farmhouse. You let them know. See if you can, have them organize groups of, those that can get into the safe zone to come in. And like I said, just drop the tax thing right before you bounce, and meet us over at the tower.
Alright. And he just sort of turns into his fly form and flies away.
Excellent.
If
So
they're gonna resist your stupid tactics, I'm gonna help them.
yeah, we'll see if something like that comes up. Anyways, so you're gonna stay here with Lily, Tabaki and
No, we're not.
Howler and Explo. You guys are gonna be coming, right?
Hell yeah.
Tabaki
Is
will just.
Tabaki and Howler coming, or is it just gonna be Howler?
Well, Tabaki will just cut open some blood, and he will look for guidance. Like, he's gonna carve himself in the hand, and he's gonna try and read symbols from it to see if he should come or not. So, Matt, what does he get? Is it religion, or
Okay, so what are you doing specifically?
he's just kind of making a car? He's just kind of carving in with his knife. Go. As he's thinking of going to the palace, and he'll see what happens.
Okay. Sure. So what, sure.
Excuse me.
Okay. What are you hoping is gonna happen?
I don't know. he looks for the blood for guidance. He doesn't make decisions on the
Oh, okay. Yeah, you rolled high enough. you see, as the blood trickles down, it sort of just drips up your arm, and you take this to indicate that you need more blood because he needs a blood curtain. There's a blood curtain required for what needs to be shown.
Okay. So he will literally stab himself, dealing damage.
Sure.
It hits because I let it hit.
Yeah.
6 damage.
Okay. The blood curtain forms across your arm, and you see the image of the blood avatar that showed up before. And it says, "You be not listening to me."
I be very weak at mind.
I'm sort of referring to... And then he points over to Erosan.
Okay. He will nod. And
The blood curtain goes away.
yeah, he is not joining. But he is casting spells on you before you leave.
Yeah. So, you guys got about 15 minutes if your characters wanted to do anything that you have access to.
Baki's not going to come, so it's Howler, X-Blow, and Lucian. Lucius?
Yep.
I also looked to the strong guy that I saw earlier, and I'm gonna tell him, you want to make 100 gold?
So you're talking to the guy that you just sort of ignored earlier that you talked to?
Yeah, the one that looked strong.
Okay. He just sort of looks at you with a very confused look on his face, and he says, "I thought we were here to save this realm."
Yes. But first, we'll need the capital to do so. Will you come with us?
Well, I'll go with you, but I don't know what use I'll have if you're not going to save people.
Well, we are technically trying to save people. That's why we established a safe zone, and why the farm that's gathering up other survivors are going to start trying to ferry them here to this safe zone.
And I've
For small tax.
been scouting them, and I've been informed that the Shadow are trying to hire mercenaries from other planes to come join them in the fight. That's why we need to liberate their treasure room. Can I try and make him believe that?
Okay, yes, roll a deception.
Does he seem like he's a really strong guy?
He's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's more Legolas than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is, does he look like he'd be strong enough to wield the magical battle axe?
No. It doesn't seem like it's a weapon that he would have in his proficiencies, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Okay.
In his repertoire.
Yes, that works too. But he does have a chance to see through that, so we're gonna roll. He sees through that.
Just barely.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Really? Mercenaries?"
Yes, terrible mercenaries from all over.
Why would they do that when they can just convert them?
I mean, how are they going to locate them? They're hiding all over. I mean, like us, look at us. I mean, there could be plenty of mercenary group like this, lured out by money.
So you just want to trick me into getting you some money?
Well, we're going to pay you.
Getting us some money.
And you get paid too.
Getting you some money that you're going to give me some of.
Exactly.
Yes. You get the point.
I don't see the distinction.
You're going to get paid?
But you're going to get paid.
Yeah, we all get paid. That's the point of doing something like this.
Am I in earshot for this?
Sure.
Elson is just sitting there, biggest shit-eating grin on his face ever.
Sure.
He's just enjoying seeing you squirm in your own worm of lies.
Either way. So he's happy. The point is he doesn't say anything, so he doesn't interrupt the flow of conversation. So he goes, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to save people.
Yeah, but you could use some of the items or an item that we find in there to help you save more people. It's a treasury. There might be a weapon or armor or a magical item that'll make you faster. And I kind of point to the anklet on my leg and like, see, like this anklet's making me faster. Like you potentially could find something like that. You don't know.
I don't need that. And he walks away. He starts walking away, but if you want to try to convince him.
I kind of just want to tap him on well, he's probably taller than me, so tap him on the leg.
Human.
On the knee?
He's human in size.
On the knee.
Tap him in the knee.
Yeah,
Right.
at the knee. And I will tell him, okay, to be frank, I was lying earlier. I'm really getting the money for the resistance back at the material plane. We're held up at the temple.
More lies. I
And
like
I
it.
will
Go
start
for it.
describing the temple a bit and how I'm trying to scrape everything together, but we lack the funds for food and for supplies with other colonies.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. They don't need money to get food, so it is a deception. Therefore, you need to roll a deception at disadvantage.
Best of luck,
Okay.
buddy.
15. Should I luck? I mean, I probably need luck later today, so it's
Probably.
Look, this is a crappy NPC. I don't really know why we're trying to get him anyways.
I don't know either, but it's fun. I like it.
I understand. I
You
really
gotta
do.
love them shits and giggles, man.
Well,
No, I know.
He didn't die from being stabbed in the heart, so
Yeah.
that's why. That's why he's important.
Oh.
I'll keep
Shit.
15.
Can I throw in to potentially help just we may not in this moment be going to save people, but the actions that we take will allow us to go and save more people in the future.
It's still going to be at disadvantage because what you said doesn't convince him. Sorry. So he's going to roll. He believes that because he hasn't been on the material plane for a while. So he believes that there is a functioning economy still happening on the material plane.
Yes.
That money would be useful for getting food somehow. So he goes, fine. And he just walks behind you wherever you're going.
Great. And once we get back here, if we make it back, all of us, we will travel back to the material plane, and you can take all the refugees you want with you.
He just seems... He's doubtful, but your words ring true. The descriptions you have are just too detailed for him to look past. So he's believing you at the moment.
As Howler and he pass by me, I want to look over at Adosan and give him a slow, big smile. Like start off with a straight face and then just and then turn and we'll follow him.
Yeah, Harrison is just sitting there, still shit-eating grin. It says, they're bullshitting you, right?
He looks over towards you, and I'm going to get you to make a persuasion check at advantage because he already saw a lie that they made. So, go ahead.
50!
I need to set a DC, so I'm going to roll this.
Their DC is also 15. Yay!
No. The DC is 22 for him to believe you. Unfortunately.
Then don't believe me, but I can say, they're bullshitting you. why the hell would they need more? I mean, we have the exact same situation at the material plane as you guys here. But no, don't believe the High Elf.
Just run
Unfortunately, that was based on your stats, so he doesn't believe you.
Yeah.
Nice try, buddy.
Alright, so he's behind you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Lucius. You said you came from another world, was it?
Yeah, the prime material plane as well. You do know that there's multiple worlds, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What happened to yours?
It's been a little while since I've been there.
It's literally been like what, 2 days?
No, I've been gone from my world for some time. I went
Okay, the
south
world
into
you-
the abyss to
Months.
gather my father, and then me and my father have been on the run across the many different planes since then.
Okay, the one you just came from. What happened there, Mr. Hero?
I never claimed to be a hero. Please stop calling me that. That's
Yeah, you
slander.
did say you were trying to
Hey,
help people.
No slander. I want to slander
Oh
your
no,
name. Don't
I'm
slander
just
mine.
trying
I'm no
to get
hero.
your. Yeah, I'm just trying to get you to expose yourself.
About what?
Well, what happened to that world?
What world was I on, Matt?
So it depends on what you want to reveal to him, because it's the backstory that you originally found out that there were shadow creatures was the material plane. And you just opened a portal elsewhere to get away from the creatures that were chasing you.
So I was on the prime material. I thought that I had gone to the abyss, gathered my father, and then we had been running across the different planes.
Yeah, you went back to the abyss and got your father, came back to the material plane, saw that something was very wrong, and there were creatures chasing you, and then you opened a portal to a different plane to get away. You thought maybe the other planes weren't infected, but they were. And so, unfortunately, you had to continue running to different planes of existence to keep trying to find a safer place, which you never found yet.
Okay.
So what you're telling me?
But
what I will reveal.
You did help people tangentially to help yourself.
Correct. So I will just say that the last plane that I was on was.
Yeah, I let you decide that. So that's up to you.
We'll say that the last one we were on was plane of elemental. Let's see, hold on a second.
It's fun to drive people in corners.
Is this like? Well, no, real quick. Is this like Planescape where you have the different planes, or are we doing it slightly different?
Yes.
Have you looked at the DMG before?
The one we have. Hold on a second.
The Dungeon Master one?
Yeah.
There is a picture of the planes in that one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm using.
Okay.
I can pull you up the page.
It's basically the one with the circle, right? Where you've got the material plane in the center, and then you have the other one surrounding it, the outlands, all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that the last place that we were at, was actually in.
Yeah, it's this one. It's on page 57.
Do they have is the darkness in the Beastlands?
That's one that I'm not sure where that is located on that map.
It's more on the chaotic good side.
Chaotic good?
Yeah.
Then yes, it exists, but it's lesser known in this world.
Okay.
So not many people know of it, but you can still get there.
So I will just say that the last place we had been to was the Beastlands.
Well,
And even there, the darkness was touching it.
So why aren't you trying to set up something there right now?
What do you mean?
Well, you're setting up things here.
Yes, but here I'm taking advantage of what Tabaki did. I'm going to kind of point over to him and how he set up a safe zone here, where the darkness is not able to come in. I was not able to set something like that up over in the Beastlands. I don't have that sort of power.
I have
At least
enough
not
what
yet.
I have in I have enough to know what I need to know.
Okay.
Tabaki will just interrupt and say, I do not possess this power either. But if you pray to the gods, then maybe you will. And I will just walk away.
Well,
Saying that it's his god that gives him power, not him.
I go to switch machines once again. So, but you guys are gonna do you stuff, and I can just be here in the safe zone, no troubles. Yay!
Enjoy!
So, see you in a few.
Sure.
See you in a few. At this point, it's been the full hour.
Yeah. Since they didn't do anything to prepare, yes.
Well, then they're not going anywhere. They can't really prepare anything.
When we get on the upside, Tabaki will join, like on the top of the ritual area. Tabaki will prepare spells to cast on you.
Okay, yeah,
Sweet.
sure.
You will also do the. He will also ask for the orb while he's buffing you, or while he's blessing you with his god.
Yeah, while he's blessing us, I'll hand over the orb because I know it'll basically cut down on how many spells and all that he has to cast.
Sure.
Okay, so first he's going to try and cast a 5th level aid through the bless. And what happens? Because I haven't tried it before.
Okay. And that lets you target multiple creatures, correct?
Yeah, 3 creatures.
Okay. So, great. Lets you target 3 creatures. So,
I do it at 5th level, by the way.
Okay, 5th level.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That just enhances it. Okay, so you target...
the 3 that's going. So Howler, Lucius, and Nextblow.
Okay. This, since they're within 20 feet of you, it targets those 3, as well as the other guy, and yourself.
Okay, nice. In case he takes damage later, because he might stab himself for some reason. Everyone there gets 20 temp HP. He's going to use his Sanguine Recall to hurt himself. Doing,
So you said we get 20?
20 temporary hit points.
20? All right.
He's going to take 15 damage as he starts carving himself up, gaining a spell slot.
I was about to say, when you said I might be cutting myself, like, come on, bro, you're going to be cutting the crap out of yourself in a second. That's what he does.
Well, it doesn't matter because he has 10 temporary hit points.
5 now.
Is it 10 or 20?
It's going to be fine.
It's 20.
Okay.
So he just cut into his temporary hit points.
He's cool. And he's still got 5 more.
He's going to try and cast Freedom of Movement at 4th level through the orb.
Okay. That one targets everybody within range.
One person.
Which is 20.
Oh, okay. So everyone has freedom of movement.
Because you had to touch the orb in order to cast it anyway, so through the orb.
So keep track, you have freedom of movement.
Excellent.
Then it's going to cast Death Ward.
Sure.
Same thing?
Yeah. Because...
What does freedom of movement do?
Basically, we
basically-
are not impeded by anything. We're able to continually, like, kind of walk and move around. Nothing will reduce our speed, and we can't be paralyzed or restrained. The target can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints, such as manacles or a creature that has it grappled.
Okay, so if it's like difficult terrain, it won't matter.
Yep, and
Yep,
if somebody like
difficult
grabs
terrain
you and,
doesn't
like,
matter.
yeah, if somebody like grabs you and like is holding you, you just spend 5 feet of movement, and you literally will like just drop out of their arms or go up or some stupid random bullshit, and like, where'd you go? And if they put you in manacles or something, you can also spend 5 feet of movement to just basically like slip out of them and be like, "What? What are you talking about?
What the fuck you doing, bruh?
So
He just turns into
yeah.
Bruce Lee. Watcha! Watcha!
Yeah, of course. What the what?
I don't know if it's Bruce Lee. I mean, Bruce Lee would also be able to beat the crap out of some of these people.
Well, he can try.
Oh my god, I'm gonna make a monk named Bruce Lee.
Then he's
And I'm just gonna speak Chinese through the whole fucking campaign. So Matt, you're gonna have to use what's it called, subtitles on YouTube.
Explore,
Alright.
did you note down your 20 hit points?
No, I'm in the kitchen. Explo is in the kitchen.
Okay. Since you heard the plan, Tabaki will cast Warding Bond on the one that's running, so Howler.
Yeah, if you cast it through the orb.
Not with the or I'm afraid that Tabaki would just die if I cast it through the orb. So I'm just gonna do it normally. I mean,
Okay. Because if you were going to cast it through the orb, something might have happened, but that's okay. So you just touch him, and he is now linked to Tabaki
okay.
through Warding Bond.
And then he's gonna do protection poison on everyone in case they get poisoned for some reason. Because he
Okay.
can.
Sure.
So many buffs.
Now, the bond isn't really going to work, right?
What do you mean?
Because it's when they're within 60 feet of you, but you're not coming with us.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of
I
that.
actually missed that in a different thing, and that's funny.
Yeah. I guess he will try and cast it through the orb to see what happens.
Okay. It's a 1d5.
Dude.
All right, it hits. What's his name? Explo. Randomly, rather than. No, you were trying to.
Does it increase the range or anything, or do you not know?
You don't know.
Okay.
If I do know, can I make an Arcana roll real quick about that?
Sure. Well,
would my character at least understand that as soon as Tabaki hands over the orb, whatever connection he might have had using that spell through it is going to end because now I'm going to have possession of the orb?
Actually, you get a little bit of different information.
Oh, okay.
He is now linked to the orb, and the orb will take damage according to the spell.
You need to stop that spell right now.
He'll break the spell.
And I'll inform him why. Like, basically, if you leave it up, the orb itself is going to take damage, and we do not want that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then he's going to do the last thing, as he tells you to keep moving. It won't last forever. He's going to do Stone Blood.
Okay. Who are you casting that on?
The orb, so hopefully everyone.
Okay, great. Yeah. Roll a d5. Okay, great. It actually hit Howler.
Okay. Yeah, it hit one person. That's good. So.
Yeah, certain spells, depending on what they do, will only target one person.
That's fine. It also cost 100 gold, so I knocked it off.
Cool. Well, either way,
We're buffed. I like it. Let's go.
Let's go. And I motion, or Tabaki gives you the orb, and I step away from the radius.
Okay.
All right. When we get to the tower and my father's there, that's when I'll cast a polymorph. So that way all of us will be affected, and all of us will then, or everybody that basically is going to be going, can then get into Howler's pockets or whatever he wants to, like where he kind of wants to put us, and then he'll get us in.
I'll move quicker, and we're basically right beside the tower. Like we're right beside the stairs already. That's where I put the safe zone. So if you just do it, and then I will start running out. Because all the spells is 1 hour anyways. Like the defense buffs.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah, if you do the polymorph, I will pick them up and I will start running stealthily.
Sure.
All right, so make sure everybody who is not going to be polymorphed is away. And cast polymorph.
Sure. That happens. It succeeds. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at freedom of movement because it may be important later. Since everything else is just you guys keeping track of what you got, I may as well just make sure that I know what this does.
It prevents any kind of paralyze.
And basically anything that would restrain us, we can get out of.
Okay. So anything that would restrain you or prevent you from moving quickly.
Anything that would restrain or prevent us from moving at all. Like we don't take half movement. I'm pretty sure. Like we can't have our speed reduced.
Yeah, yes. You can't have your speed reduced. But the point is, if you walk up to a wall, the wall still stops you from moving. Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, hell no. We're going to walk through that bitch.
Yeah, walls and structures like that will still impede us, but nothing else can, like, stop us. If there's, like, cow chips on the floor, we just step through them without having to worry. We just know where to place our feet and not worry about basically getting one of those in them. If there's anything else that would, like, restrain us or restrict us, we know how to step through it, basically.
Okay. So, that's what I needed to know, is if you could walk through walls or weird crap like that.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, cool.
How much HP was it again?
20.
20.
Okay, great. So, you guys start approaching the exterior of the tower, which you succeed in doing. It takes you about 15 minutes to get up there.
Okay.
Which I told you earlier, so
yeah.
You were aware of that previously.
Yeah, so that's 50 minutes. We have 45 left, and we're now at the building, right?
Yeah, I told you that was the time it would take for you to get from where you were to the top of the stairs. So yeah. You're at the top of the stairs. Because it's basically like giant size steps with little steps next to them going up to this large building.
Yeah. I will don my ring, so I will use the ring of invisibility.
All right.
And I will make a stealth check, and then I will keep trying to get through the human-sized door.
Okay. The human-sized door is locked because it was locked last time that they went in there. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I will open a lock.
All right. They rolled super high, so that does not succeed.
Okay. I will hope that the rats didn't notice that. I will look for the other doors. Is there any other door here?
Not in the front, no. Not in the front, no.
Okay, I will move around to see if I find any other entrance.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Alright, perfect. Because here's what happens. As soon as you walk like 30 feet away from the door, you notice the door open.
Oh, okay. I will look around for traps or creatures or any of that sort.
Since you got a natural 20 on that, I'm going to give this one to you as well. You see a guy standing in a fancy regalia holding the door, and he's got a mask. Some sort of animal, like those simplistic bunny masks.
Okay. I will try and wait for my moment and slip past him unnoticed.
Alright. He is looking directly at you, and he says, "We're waiting for you."
Even when I'm invisible and hiding?
He looks in your direction, because he felt something tug at the door.
Okay. But I was hiding and I'm invisible, right? So he's still looking right at me, or in my direction.
He's not looking directly at you, he's looking in the direction that you are.
Okay.
Because you're invisible. So he knows that someone's there, so he's telling you to come in.
Okay, so I will kind of just move in front of him and wave a bit while invisible to see if he spots me. Like I'm trying to be quiet, not making any sound, if I should make a stealth.
Yes, make a stealth check.
And if he does not see me, he has disadvantage on the perception. Yeah.
Okay. So...
Okay, so I will then try and slip past him, if that's possible.
And he goes, "Thought someone was here." And he closes the door. And he just sort of stands in front of the door, having his arms crossed. You see the way that you went down before, which is where the dungeon area was, where that Yuan tea that you have no idea where it is anymore, because it got sick from the virus, and you guys just sort of abandoned it. Either way, because you just heard it coughing, and you were like, nope. So, anyway, there's the way down to the prison area is blocked by a guy in fancy clothes with a similar mask, but a different one. Like, one has a rabbit and the other one has like a different animal, like a crow or a pig. There's other ones, and there's one for the stairway going up. He is blocking that one, and there is about 3 or 4 guys standing in front of the one that leads towards where the orb is.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that he's not covering the whole hallway, the guy that's going down, right? Like, it's possible.
If you want to go down past him, it's possible, but he is standing directly in the middle, and it's big enough for a regular person to go in.
Well, you're a halfling, right?
Mechanically, I can move through enemy creature space.
Yeah, he's a halfling.
Yes. He has his legs closed. So
I'll move beside him?
Yes, you can. It's possible, is what I'm saying. I already said it was possible.
Okay.
Because I took those rules into account. But
why don't you throw a gold coin in the opposite direction and see if he follows the noise?
I need a gold coin.
However, you still need to go past him, and it's possible, since you can move through other creature spaces, that's fine. But you're trying to be stealthy about it, so you might touch him or something as you're going by him, which might alert him. So you need to make a roll in order to do that.
Okay. So it's a stealth, or?
It's stealth if you want to remain hidden. But if you don't care about remaining hidden, you could
I'm gonna remain hidden, yeah, of course.
You could possibly do acrobatics, is what I was going to say. Okay.
And just disadvantage spotting me.
That is actually a super low roll.
Yeah,
Yeah, he still passes.
Yeah, he still fails to see you.
I mean, a 15 plus stealth. You can basically play Skyrim with this guy. You can shoot somebody in the eye with an arrow and just stealth away and must be my imagination.
Yeah, what's going on? What's happening?
In Skyrim,
Who's
I used to be the heavy armored sneak. Because I'd use illusion magic to make my armor silent. So
dumb.
Yes, I know.
Elder Scrolls gets so stupid sometimes.
Shooting a guard in the eye. Who's that?
That's the point of the spell, is to make your armor not make any sound. So why not use it for what it's for?
Yeah.
So yeah. You get past him, and he just, for a second you think that he looks at you, but he's just sort of scratching his neck and looking beside him. And you sort of get spooked, but he doesn't notice you, and you continue past.
Question, can we say anything out of his pocket?
You can't.
Mouse noises.
There is a point of action for that, because his ring only works on him, so if you poke your nose out, you're technically visible.
Okay.
Because you're a different creature.
If I notice
I was just wondering
if
I was just wondering if all the creatures in the temple was covered in shadow.
No, they are not. But I'll just say that Howler knows this, because technically your character's not seeing this. Anyway, Howler knows that there are creatures that can perhaps ingest shadow and make themselves appear as if they're normal. They have shadow inside their bodies rather than on the outside, so that way they can be infiltration units.
No.
So it's possible that that's what these things are. Either way, you manage to get past him.
And I will keep moving, and I will go towards this hallway and the painting that we got described in the dream.
Alright, you need to make an investigation check to make sure you don't pass by a door that is the right door or whatever. So make an investigation check.
22.
Alright, you climb down and down and down. And it's quite a while before you reach something that looks vaguely familiar to what the description is. You climb about 700 feet down. And that's not like with the stairs curving down. That's like straight down. 700 feet.
Yeah.
And you finally find a door that looks similar to the description of the door that that he described. There is a phrase on top of it.
Okay, I look at the phrase and I imagine I don't speak the language.
No, you don't.
Yes, and I will just look for traps on the door to see if there's anything.
All right. Sure, you can investigate the door.
That's 8.
If you don't want to re-roll and it's just 8, then sure. You look at the door. You're not even sure how this thing opens or is locked, but you push on it and it doesn't open.
Okay. Is there any door opening or anything it looks like I could use with my crowbar to maybe try and get it open?
No. There's no space between the doors, like the two sides of the door. Even though it looks like there should be, there isn't.
I'm going to wiggle kind of up in the pocket to where I can get my head out and look forward.
Okay. Yeah, you just see that you're from inside. You could see the inside of his pocket, but when you go outside, you appear to be standing on nothing.
Okay. While I'm kind of holding up, I'm gonna kind of look up to him, and then motion for him to bring me closer to the door.
Okay.
You
I
can
will.
see him. You can see a mouse peeking out of your pocket.
And I'm pointing towards the door because I can still
Yeah.
cast. I should still be able to cast spells, right?
I'm not sure. That depends on the spell, and I didn't read that part, so I'm not sure. And plus, it depends on your class, because certain classes can't do certain things when they're in certain forms, that sort of thing. Until they gain certain abilities, so I'm not sure.
Would I be able to cast knock? Oh no, you're limited to the actions you can perform by the nature of its new form.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't. Until you change it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna basically just kind of motion like, is this the door? Like, kind of like making like, is this it?
Yeah, I will kind of just pull you back, and I will make you look at the sign up there to see if you
what
can.
does it say?
Okay, what languages do you know?
So I know.
Whoa, you took the feat, didn't you?
No,
You took a lot of it.
Or
No, yeah,
it's not the feat, it's the background. That's right.
Yeah.
The background that gives you the ability to have more languages. That's what it was. Either way, you don't know what that says.
Okay,
Cool.
It's probably in Giants.
I will look towards you. Do you nod or do you shake your head?
At this point, I'm going to kind of be like, get me out.
Okay, I will just do like a motion for 1 sec and keep scan, and I will look up at the door. I will drop a invisibility as I cast comprehend languages. What does it say?
That's what I was going to do. That's exactly what I was going to do.
Okay, so you dropped invisibility to cast comprehend languages. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Okay, so that only works on yourself, so only you can understand it.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm still trying to be hidden, like I'm crouching down and that sort of stuff.
Okay, great. It appears to be a riddle. It says, for those who wish to enter this chamber, find the weapon of those who wish to... what's the phrasing? I forgot to write the actual riddle. But it's basically, for those who wish to open this door, find the weapon of those who no one should trust. There we go. That's the phrasing.
Okay. So I tell the people that I know what's going on here, but you know the spell magic, don't you? And I will look into that.
Okay. He's
I nod my
asking
head.
Rat. Okay, there you go.
That might come in handy. So if I should attempt to stab you, it's not. Yeah, I didn't intend to do that, but I know the answer to this puzzle.
Okay. Or you get like a thumbs up from the mouse, like.
Yeah, the mice have this little finger that sticks out to the side, so I'll let that go.
Yeah.
Alert, you know, don't get caught by surprise, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna. Well, you're not invisible anymore, so that doesn't matter. Just kind of like resting, watching the show. If Explo's in the same pocket, I'm gonna kind of be like, motion him like, come on, watch.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, his little rat mouth is making an impossibly loud noise all of a sudden.
I just sigh from like the point where I'm looking down at him. Just, the people I choose to associate with.
Did you wake me up?
No, unless my tail can like wiggle against you and like kind of just start poking you.
So you do wake me up.
Yeah, his little tail is like. Here's what I'm gonna say. It's gonna start wrapping around your neck tightly.
No, I do it around his foot or something and start pulling him.
Okay. Okay, he goes around your foot instead.
And start tugging.
Okay. So he pulls
I wake up and I join him in the... What's this called? The pocket brim? Pocket brim or whatever?
It's just Howler's pocket. So
Okay,
whatever you want it to be, whatever you want to call it.
I'm just hanging there.
Same as him, just right beside him.
Okay. In that case, I will.
By the way, Gio, when you were away, we knocked out your character, so you're with us.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait, what about... Hold on.
No vision. But
Yeah, I just was about to ask, what about Lily?
Since he's back,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take control of Tobacco if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So as they left, Tobacco went up with them and gave them a bunch of powerful spells so that way they can more easily get through what they wanted to get through. And he came back down. So just as you're about to pull out the weapon, it's like a cliffhanger, and then it switches to the... It's like in those TV shows when the big thing is about to happen, and then they switch to a scene of people talking before they reveal what happened. That's exactly what this is going to be. So just as he's about to reach into his bag of holding, switch scenes. So I didn't know when Gio got back.
Yeah, sorry it took so long as well.
That's okay.
You look like you're well groomed, sir.
Oh,
your hair's all slicked back now. Beard's looking good.
I just brushed it. Oh yeah, tomorrow this will be gone.
You're getting rid of your beard? Why?
No, you don't have to do that. It's terrible.
Because it's this long. It should be shorter.
That's what
I mean, trim it back. Just don't get rid of the whole beard.
He's not a northerner, so he's not allowed to have a long beard.
Yeah, I'm still fucking sad over my beard. Like, I'm growing it back out finally, and I'm not gonna work that job where I have to cut it anymore. Like,
I mean, this took me 2 months to grow.
I mean, this is all I can grow, so come on.
This is all I can grow. This is just 2 months of just waiting, doing nothing, and letting it grow.
21
years. This is years for me.
Years upon years of waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
And it comes in just.
Yeah, I just get the goatee. That's all I get.
I just want you guys to realize we're talking about this live.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
we talk about a lot of stupid shit when we're live. This is not the stupidest thing we're talking about when we're live.
Oh, yeah.
Beards are important. Okay.
Then another thing. My beard isn't perfect because right here, this spot in my face, my mustache is like, nah, I'm not gonna connect here. Just gonna leave a spot here like you've ever been cut by someone.
I feel you, my friend. I have the same spot, only smaller.
I have right here where nothing will grow at all. Just nothing.
So
it just stays bare forever.
My mustache is just perfectly covering it, but if I do this, it's exposed.
See, but that's why your mustache grows like it does, and why you have to grow it that long, so that you can cover up that spot.
You need like a long down, just like the Chinese full mustache, and make it great, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's also going like over my lip, and I'm sometimes having it when I eat something, it goes red.
Yeah, brush to the side. Brush it all to the side. Have it go down like that.
No. Get some mustache wax.
Giovanni knows his mustache wax because he can only grow a goatee.
No, I'm gonna be my kid. I will be back.
Another thing, I can also go full Eggman.
Just get some mustache wax, and you can just put it up to the side, and it won't get in the way.
But yeah, back to the game, I guess.
Yes. Tobacco comes down from there, and he just sort of crawls down slightly. And he comes to you guys, and he says, I be speaking to my God, and he be saying that he is disappointed. And he's saying this to Arizon.
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of flash back to that scene where the basically Tobacco's body got void of blood, and he spoke to you. So it's up to you how you want to react, but he says this.
Yeah, Ersa's just busy packing ready for travel and says, and does every god keep their promise? Don't think so.
My God be very good with his promises. And he just sort of shows himself.
Ersa's currently done with all this religious bullshit and just basically done for now because he knows the world is going to shit, and all these guys think about is stealing, and well, he's basically just helping them steal when he's just trying to fix the world.
Okay.
What would you have done when the apocalypse hit? Just sit at
What
home
would I have
playing
done?
D&D
Yes.
with no
What
internet,
would I have?
alone
Well, it's possible, don't you know?
to play D&D
Yeah,
alone.
he'll just find a group of like 4 or 5 survivors and he'll DM a game.
He's gonna make like a dungeon where he keeps them in chains so they can't run away to steal stuff.
Well, though.
To forage for food.
Either way. So, Tabaki just looks at you disappointed. And he says, "They be going somewhere. Very dangerous. Perhaps need your help."
I know. I warned them about it, but no. They still wanted to go.
Fine. And he just sort of wanders off and sits down.
What would you have done if you couldn't convince someone else? What would you have done? Force them to?
I would be with them, but I agreed to stay behind.
Well, what the hell do you think I'm doing? I'm just staying behind because it's an obvious trap. They know it's a trap, but they still go for it.
So you choose to let them die.
Sometimes it's the rule of the smartest or the strongest.
He just sits there, sort of
What would you?
fiddling up. He's fiddling with something that you sort of see him fiddling with it, but you're not sure what it is.
What would you have me rather do? Also throw my own life out of the window? Go with their stupid plan to, I don't know, gather something that might be my end of my life?
Perhaps you are the key to saving them. Who knows? And he continues fiddling with this thing that sort of scratching at the back of your mind. What is he doing?
Well, sure, but they don't seem to listen to my reason when I'm trying to give them a very good reason not to go to something, but nope, still going for it.
Did they follow you when you had no reason to do what you were doing?
No.
Probably serves you right then. And he continues fiddling with the thing.
But eventually, I made my point to them. I proved them that they were wrong.
Oh, is that what's important? He just sits there.
If you were to go to if you had two hallways, one clearly stating death trap, you're gonna die no matter what, and another way that's clear and sure you won't die, which one would you pick?
I would pick the one where I don't die, which is the same as the other.
No, the other one is clearly a death trap. And if someone were to go in, they didn't come out the other way, that means that the
Is
fact
it
proof
clearly a death trap? Are you sure?
there are okay, let me put it like this. There are signs saying that people died here. There's a counter, literally, of people that went in and didn't come out the other side.
So, if you saw a sign saying "Do not enter," you would not?
I
You
would
could
not.
not? So we're sitting here in a maintenance tunnel, Not for entry by civilians.
Certain things change the situation, yes. But when something says it's a clear death trap, all of a sudden, a man came in here, invited us to go somewhere that's outside of the safe zone. Doesn't that yell trap?
And
They still went for it, even with my warning not to do it.
perhaps they're making the right choice and you are not. Who's to say?
You're not going to convince me to go with them. It might be a lot of things, but stupid is not one of them.
Are you sure?
I'd rather be safe and sure of my situation than unsafe and unsure.
Alright. Gods know nothing, as he flicks this thing that he was playing with to the side. And he just sort of sits there. So, what are you guys doing? What are you two doing? You're prepared, I'll say, at that point.
Yeah, just look at it. He got everything you need.
She's just got, you know, when someone's been crying a lot, they got those, like, watery looking eyes. She just looks up at you with those.
Just
She
pet
says,
Lily. Yeah,
she says, I'm ready.
Lily. Why the waterworks?
I need to be somewhere.
Grab her by the back of her collar. No, you're not.
Oh, I'm waiting for you.
Tell me what's wrong.
There are people that I don't know if they're safe. I need to find out.
Like who?
People from back home.
Feywild or material plane?
The material plane.
Well, let's find that way back that Howler came here through.
Okay. And she just sort of sniffs a little.
Pat her on the head and says, "We'll find a way, eventually."
Okay.
We do have to inform our Genasi friend well that this city is quite harder than just sending a small army. And he thinks.
Yeah. So she's waiting for you to lead the way.
Yeah, I lead up to the manhole that's well in the safe zone and then pop out there and see what the situation is.
Alright, make a perception check.
Perception. Is all.
Perfect. So here's what happens.
Yeah, natural. Oh, it still was an advantage, but still, that's a natural 20.
Yeah, it's still natural 20. So, you look around, and you see something strange that you probably shouldn't be seeing. You see Howler just sort of walking into a bushes.
Don't be doing this, Alan. Don't be. God damn it. Hey, what do you think? Should we go see what Howler is doing?
May as well, and he's right there.
So as he's walking, he goes like, "Don't be a trap. Don't be a trap. Don't be a trap."
Alright, you walk over.
Oh, it's a trap.
You walk over. And you don't see anybody there. And then you you look in the bushes and you don't see anybody. And then you see Howler just sort of looking at you, and then he turns around and he starts walking towards the stairs. The stairs up.
Erson just looks like he would have said something. He would have said something. He's not sure of the situation. He's going to incite it.
Okay.
I'm back.
That's
Alright.
a 24.
His skin appears to be a different shade than you remember it. Perhaps he's slightly more red than you remember?
Let's see, what do I have that can help me? Nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like, nope, nope, that's not Howler, nope.
She sort of curiously follows him.
Lily, please, no, god damn it.
And she follows him. She's about
Goes,
40 feet behind him.
the only one I can actually trust. And he goes after her.
Alright. As you guys start running, because she's running to try to catch up with him, he starts picking up speed. And he gets to the doorway, and he gets to the top of the stairs and he disappears because you guys are down and he's up further. And then you guys get to the top of the stairway and you see the door is open to the interior of the palace. You do not see the red Howler. And she rushes into the door.
Lily, wait! God damn it. The floor. I'm suspecting something.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Do I see bloody footprints?
Make a survival check. See if you see anything.
Survival, something I'm not so very good at. Please be good.
Alright.
Oh boy.
You see red outlines of footprints, and they go from where you first saw Howler to this location and stop. They don't go in the door.
Elsa just frowns and goes to be like, he tries to pinpoint the location that just flips him off, trying to flip him off like,
Okay,
screw
make
you.
a perception check. Alright, that's high enough. You look up, and he is just sort of got one hand on the side of the wall, and he's just sort of waving at you, and then he points towards the entrance.
He just shakes fist, flips him off, says, screw you. And then goes after Lily.
Alright. Lily, there's no one in the interior in this room, and you see Lily dart down the stairway.
Oh, God, no. He goes after her, like, Lily, wait, no, it's a trap.
Alright, so you guys go down, and that's when we're going to switch back to Howler. Howler. You're about to reach into your bag. What do you do?
I will reach into my bag. I will pull out the betrayal, and I will stab the door with it.
Alright. You just get that familiar feeling of your mind about to be taken when suddenly it vanishes. And it just sort of gravitates towards the door. It presses into the stone of the door, and suddenly there's a space that appears between the two doors, and it starts opening slowly. The knife comes back to you and comes into your hand.
And I will quickly go in, because I don't know how long time I have. I will quickly go in, and I will look for this weapon.
Okay. In the interior, it's very dark. And you are one of the few people who doesn't have dark vision.
I will use my hooded lamp.
Alright, as you're pulling out your hooded lamp and you're fiddling around with how to turn it on, and then you finally get it lit, and as soon as the light appears within the lantern, you hear
I hide.
You try, however, the entire room is lit, and the only thing you see is a shadow creature standing in front of what looks like a desk, and he has something in his hand. And as soon as that happens, you turn around, the door closes, and you hear a familiar voice. Welcome! And on the outside of the doorway, you see Edo-san. You see Lily rush into a door as it closes.
He just goes over and goes like, need me to open this one up?
Lily goes in the door. She's on the other side.
Oh. He goes over to the door and, well, is it open? Does
No, it's closed.
I mean, can he just open it without going like, it can't open, or does it just open?
It doesn't just open. It's shut, and you cannot open it. You don't see a way to open it. There's no space between the two sides of the door. Nothing.
Well, time to do something painful. Put my thundering cannon against the wall and unleash the power of the cone of freedom.
Alright. What happens is it directly deflects back and goes towards you. So whatever effect that should have had, it has it on you instead.
Yeah, but I was thinking it would blow out the wall, but in fact, it blows me back.
Yes. It reflects off the door.
I'm gonna jump out of Howler's pocket and no longer be polymorphed.
Okay. So that happens later. So we'll get to that in like a couple of seconds.
Investigation. I'm gonna see how perhaps I can open it.
Perhaps. Perfect.
What is it with me and all of these 20s?
It seems like when you're doing something you don't want to do, you're great.
Apparently.
Okay, so
here's do more.
Apparently, it's the way of the gods. You're gonna do something that you don't want to do anyway. You look above the door, and you see the riddle. It is written in Elvish.
Something I can read.
Yep. So you read the riddle, and
Fucking elves.
the riddle that you understood before.
I hate elves.
So it's the riddle saying.
We're gonna have to eventually go learn.
It's the riddle saying that the only way to open this door is using the weapon of one you should not trust.
Well, you should not what?
Trust. T-R-U-S-T. You weren't there for the riddle, were you?
No.
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't write it down either. So it's basically saying, for those who want to open the door, it's the weapon of... You must have the weapon of those you cannot trust. Or should not trust, I think is the phrasing I use.
So basically, if you have a dagger that Howler gave you once, you'll be able to open the door, probably.
He never gave me a dagger.
Well, did he give you anything that might be a weapon? Like a very sharp coin?
Nope. But this is the thing. This is the thing. I have thieves' tools, I have tinker tools, I have leatherworking tools, I have smith's tools, I have wood carving tools. A few of these got knives.
Okay. Sure, you can try to use one, if you wish.
So
so you can't trust yourself then?
So I can't trust myself. And
that makes sense.
Goes like, pokes one of the knives like, he tries to be like a dagger into it and goes like, please work.
You poke the door. It doesn't open immediately. It doesn't open immediately, but nothing appears to happen, so you don't know.
So give it some time to see if it actually works.
That's how it works. Yep, 100%.
You stand there in front of the door. You're holding this knife.
It needs time. It's just like Windows Vista. It needs time, and then it will just blue screen anyways.
Yeah. So he
Fucking
inserted the
shit
knife.
program.
He inserted the knife into the place he thinks he needs to insert it, and just
Okay.
is like they're waiting.
You're poking it, and a moment passes, and you're not sure that this is the right thing, but it seems to react slightly. Like there's a slight glow around the knife.
Pull it out slowly, thinking it actually worked.
You pull it away, it stops glowing.
Oh.
Aww.
Okay. So he puts it back in like, okay, a longer moment.
All right. You wait.
Benjamin, do you know
Yeah.
what Whiff would have done? Do you know what Whiff would have done?
Yeah, I know.
You hold it there. It starts glowing slightly. And you examine it slightly more closely. Make an Arcana check.
I am an expert in Arcana.
Great. Do that.
Cricket, yes, I did.
Okay, great. You see.
Why do I roll so incredibly high?
You see letters that appear to be Elvish, and it spells out the weapon no one can trust.
Yeah, a bloody dagger.
It says specifically the weapon no one can trust.
Oh, the weapon. Wow.
Betrayal.
I don't have that.
No.
And
Why
then
you ain't getting
you
in, buddy?
archived it back, and the words vanish.
But you know what else somebody can trust? He starts fiddling around with like a few pieces of metal and goes like, a shoddy gun.
Okay, so you start trying to shoot the door again?
No, this time he just puts in the very shoddy gun that is very untrustworthy.
Oh, the gun that is very broken that you have? Or is it a different one?
A different one. I can just, because of my arcane supply of infinity bullets, just fiddle something very shoddy together that's representing a gun.
Okay.
Basically, you're making a shitty gun that might explode in your hand if you're dumb enough to actually pull a trigger.
Yeah, no, that will explode if you pull the trigger.
Well, then you can
It's a
trust
gun.
it to. Well, then you can trust it. You can trust it to blow up in your hands.
But
You
there's
have
a
to make
1%.
it random.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
Oh god.
You put the weapon there. It absorbs slightly into the door, but the door doesn't open.
Stupid
Oh
door.
god.
But you can make an Arcana check to see what's currently happening.
Stupid door, stupid magic, stupid riddle.
I love that very slow drop to the 18, by the way.
All right.
You're gonna have a
So
5.
you
27, 26, 25.
read the weapon, and it says in Elvish, it has the word for exhaling a breath. And then it has ... and then it says in Elvish, close enough. And the door starts opening slowly. So now we're gonna switch back.
I mean, it's a gun that no one can trust.
It said close enough, so it's gonna let you in. However, we're switching back to inside. Do the rats become unpolymorphed?
I'll be right back.
I'm unpolymorphing myself. I am leaving it up to each individual if they want to stay polymorphed.
Okay.
So I'm pulling myself out and like kind of falling out, and as I fall out, I end the spell on myself. So I'll like land on my feet and I'll stand up and basically be next to Howler, next to the fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly put the dagger back in my bag.
Okay, sure. The door, to be fair, it slightly dispelled it for a moment, just so that way you could use it without having to be taken over. So it was still like stunned slightly. So I'll let you put it in the bag without getting taken over immediately.
And I'm gonna kind of clearly brandish the light orb, like towards the creature, how I'm standing, so that way he can see it, and I'll start to basically kind of do the semantic like hand gestures for a lightning bolt, like getting it prepared.
Okay. So Explo, your warm
Explo
friend
is going to currently still be a rat.
But do you leave the pocket? Because if you take enough damage to leave your form, you're just gonna rip Howler's pocket.
Yeah, which is why when I see him leaving, I'm gonna pull him by the tail and like he can go down on the ground or he can do whatever, but I don't want him in my pocket.
Okay.
You have
so
another one.
You out.
You still have one other. Remember that.
Yeah, I will also do it to him.
All right. Yes, the other guy is also a rat.
So, what is the movement speed of a rat? What is the movement speed of a rat?
Find it.
They probably could pull it up quicker than I can. So go ahead.
Most likely 30 feet.
Yeah.
Really?
Likely. Yeah. No, 20. It's giant rats.
20.
Well,
giant rats are 30. But
yeah.
No.
You have 1 hit point, 10 AC, 20 movement speed.
1 hit point?
Okay. So,
okay, well,
yeah,
I'm gonna,
the other guy,
I'm gonna stealth.
Just before you go, Explo, just before you go, the other guy that you guys brought with you, he decides, since you gave him the choice, he decides to not be a rat anymore. So he's there. Okay, so Explo, what were you doing? Were you gonna try to hide?
Yeah, Expo said he was gonna stealth, but I think he is currently AFK or lag issues.
Yeah.
Lag issues.
Your dexterity is plus.
What?
Okay, there it is. Okay, 14. You hide behind him with a 14 value, and he says, the announcer says, good thing I wrote this down, because I forgot again what it was called. And he says, welcome! And then you guys get into position, and he says, it is now time for the times of torture and tantamount fun. And
I hit him with.
You hear what sounds like people clapping.
And I'm gonna hit him with Phantasmal Force.
Okay. You attempt to. The spell is used. However, there appears to be a force field around him that blocks your spell.
Okay, so Arcana check to see what the hell that is, because I don't know anything that would just stop a spell like that.
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I do that as well?
Sure.
I don't think I'm gonna get it. Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna get it. I get a natural 20. That's all. No problem. That's not gonna make it at all.
Hey, Tim. Easy.
Shut up. I still got a good roll.
When you were robbing a place, they had a similar. You were robbing a bank, and they had a similar anti-magic field that was in the way. However, so your bombs wouldn't work, your magical bombs. So instead, you just made a bomb to blow up the place. So you just made a regular bomb. Anyway, yes, it's an anti-magic field.
Do I know how to get rid of it?
basically, you have to get rid of whatever is causing the anti-magic field, which you're not sure. It's probably the guy or something that the guy has that's causing it.
Okay. Do I know if Dispel Magic will work, or if it will just bounce off?
Unfortunately, Dispel Magic is a spell, so it doesn't.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, that's fine. You have to either destroy the object that's creating it, or if it's a person creating it, destroy the person, that sort of thing. But yes, it's anti-magic field. And Lucius, you get that also with your Arcana check. He obviously has an anti-magic field around him, which is preventing magical spells from working in the area.
And then, for some reason, apparently, I'm going to go, all right, boy, come here, boy, come here, boy, come here. Come here, I have a treat for you, come here.
I start running towards Tim.
Yeah, you now have a rat begging for food, even though you know it's.
God damn it! Get away! And I kind of like shoo him away, like get away, get away, get away.
Shoo!
He goes.
Shoo!
Well, it seems our contestants are here. Wait, we appear to be missing one.
And then the door opens and Adelson joins us.
Wait. He waits for an awkward moment, and he says, "Where's the other one?" And he just sort of looks at the door. He's stuck on the other side of the door, isn't he?
Oh, by the way, casting the Phantasmal Force through the light orb wouldn't have changed anything, right?
No.
Still a spell.
Yeah, unfortunately, the light orb is still using the spell and enhancing it in some way.
I want to look back at the door. It's like magical, so we would have to dispel it, right? Would I imagine dispelling the door would work if we were able to do that?
We have magic here.
Yeah.
Because Emma pointed X-Blow.
There's magic in the room. But there is not magic where that guy is.
Right.
Okay, so I will just take out of my bag of holding this large black cube with a button on it, and I will click it to see what happens with the door behind us. And I will see if it's possible to open it now behind us.
Oh, the anti-magic orb?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to use?
Yeah.
Okay, as you're about to get that out, the door opens.
And I will run out.
Okay, you try, you hit an invisible barrier, and then Edo-san rushes through, and you realize the invisible barrier was Edo-san.
Okay, and I will run past Edo-san.
What?
Right, you hit Edo-san, and then the door closes.
Okay. But can did I make it through him, or am I still on the inside?
You're still on the inside, unfortunately. He hit you with his legs as he was entering. Okay. And you sort of fell back.
I'm gonna try and use the orb again. Does it do anything, like when it's on?
The orb of anti-magic?
Yeah.
As soon as you raise it up to flick to turn, I forget if it was a turn or a switch, or I forget what the mechanic was. As soon as you're about to activate it, I'll say. You just hear and he says, and the orb is not in your hand anymore.
Okay.
That's what you get for using magic items in a place that's very dangerous.
However, Edo-san, you notice that Lily is not in this room.
Have you guys seen Lily?
No. I tell the announcer, I have a receipt for that. I want it back when we're done here.
He says, "Of course, it's just for your time here."
Very well. I will stay. Okay, and I will wait for whatever's happening.
Okay, and he goes, "Wait, this shouldn't be here." And he snaps his fingers, and that other guy just vanishes.
And then we're gonna kind of whisper back to everybody in the group, stay within 20 feet. If things continue to not go well, I'm gonna just cast banishment on all of this.
Okay. You know that. You know that after.
It's as though there's some confusion, so before we get our festivities started, we'll give our contestants a chance to speak. And he just sort of turns around.
Where's the treasure room?
And he sort of turns around and he goes, "Oh, they're talking to me. Okay, this is the treasure room. I just noticed that somebody was peeking in here, so I changed the room where this contest is taking place."
So where's the treasure then?
Not here. And he's just sort of smiling at you.
I'm kind of done being here. Anybody else want to stay?
Yeah, I will tell him. I'll contend, but there surely must be a prize for winning.
Of course! I mean, who would I be if I didn't give a prize for our contestants?
As they're speaking, Aerosol is already trying to get the hell out of this room.
I will whisper to, or I will send a message to Lucius, and I will just say, let's just see how far we can go. Try and get anything we can. If it goes bad, you can teleport us out.
Am I able to send a message back?
Yeah, you can respond.
Okay.
Yeah, he's using the cantrip message, so you can respond to him.
I'll just kind of like, the message back is, well, if we go too far forward into that dispel magic field, or the anti-magic field, I won't be able to do anything, and I'll be completely useless.
However...
So then I'm going to call out verbally to the guy. So, is this contest going to allow me, a wizard, to use his spells? You clearly already have an anti-magic field.
I just foresaw you attacking me before the proper time. So,
so I will be attacking you at some point.
Perhaps. Depends on if you win.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to kind of nudge the rat and be like, fucking come on. The rat's not going to help right now.
He goes, "Oh, I have a solution for that."
I'm sure you do, and I'm going to point to the clear anti-magic field in front of us.
Okay. And he just sort of smiles at you. So, this guy seems confused, and again, I'm just going to let you talk before the contest truly begins. And he just turns around. So, sorry? What did you say?
Is there other contestants?
Well, if you're going to keep asking questions to me, well, we may as well get this started. I'll give you the rules. Well,
where's Lily?
Unless if you did want your time, and I misunderstood.
Where's Lily?
Well, she's the same place as that other guy. And his, weird object that was going to foil my fun.
So we get them back when we win your little rigged contest? Because clearly you have this rigged, so we lose.
Rigged. Have I no honor?
It doesn't seem like it.
Of course. And he just sort of snaps his fingers, and that weird butler guy appears.
And Aaron just shout out, that's the one that attacked me without reason.
The butler goes, right. And the announcer goes, would a man who's dishonorable have a butler like him?
Yes. Completely.
The butler is the worst. I would never hire him. Like, you should consider firing that guy.
0 stars on Yelp.
That is the silliest question you have asked so far, sir. Of course that man is not trustworthy, and of course you will not be either.
Fine. You're not gonna believe me. You're not gonna believe him. Then I'll just give you the rules. else, okay? Well, unless you wanted to talk. That was a thing that I gave you.
Talk to
Who are
who?
you talking to? There's
To
nobody
you
else that we can
guys.
see.
You guys just appeared here, and he didn't seem like he wanted to be here, and it just
Who?
seems like a whole mess.
Awesome? Of course he didn't want to be here. He very clearly didn't want to be here. You tricked him into being here, did you not?
No. He came here by himself. I saw him outside the door, so I let him in.
I'm going to look to Adelson and go, why are you here? You didn't want to be here. Why are you here? What happened? Please, explain.
That stupid blood god tricked me.
The blood god tricked you?
Yes, the Bugsy guy.
I'm going to lean down towards you and be like, this was a moment for you to lie. Just say it was him, not the blood god that came from Tabaki. God damn it.
I'm honest.
It appears that yes, everybody was brought here without your collusion other than the letter.
He goes, well, you decided to come here.
To rob you dick.
It's not my fault that I decided to change rooms, or is it? And he starts thinking.
It 100% is your fault.
Great.
So you work for the Shadow, right?
I invited you here, and you weren't gonna come, so my feelings were hurt.
Well, I never actually declined. I just had a short.
Plus, you stabbed him.
He deserved it. He came into our place of residence without even knocking.
Yes.
He deserved to be stabbed.
What would you do if somebody came into your bedroom at the middle of the night?
To be fair, there was no door.
Yes, there was. It was called a sewer cover. He could have knocked and waited.
Like a proper
Eventually,
gentleman.
one of us would have come by.
He just looks over and he says, the announcer says, was there a sewer cover? And he goes, yes, but you ordered me to go there and give it to them, whether they wanted it or not. And he goes, I didn't say that. And he goes, yes, you did. And he goes,
I share it. Yes, that's the worst butler. You should definitely rehire someone.
Horrible, horrible man. We should be compensated for his misbehavior and his dishonesty and his dishonor. You brought up honor, did you not? Didn't you bring up honor?
Like if you sent persuasion, we would have come. If you sent someone better, we would have come voluntarily. I mean, it was just the delivery was so poor.
He just looks at something that you guys don't see, and he says, "Are they filming?" And he goes, he's just looking at somebody, and he goes, "Oh, okay, good. They cut when I said the title. Great. So none of that was filmed, so there's no evidence. So who cares? You guys keep talking, and I'll be over here." And he just sort of nonchalantly is looking around.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know.
Cameras? What are cameras?
Why do I have a bad feeling that some more lights are gonna turn on and a big crowd is gonna scream, "Wheel of Fortune!"
What is happening right now?
Or Family Feud or something.
Technically, he only said filmed.
Okay, so
he did say cameras.
He did say cameras.
Actually,
no, he
yes,
did. He did. That's
he did say it quietly, so you could have heard him. So okay, that's fine.
So again, what the fuck are cameras? What's filming? What are you talking about?
He's just sort of sitting there. I thought you were discussing with your compatriots. I don't know. And he just sort of looks away.
I'm going to look to the people to my right and to my left, seeing if any of them understands what the fuck was just said.
I will pretend I understand.
I also just go to Explode and ask him for how much explosives do you have on you right now?
Squawk,
what's
squawk.
Your deception?
Oh, yeah, that's true. He's a mouse, that's true.
No, I'm a rat.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't even see Explode.
Fine. What is it? And I just start hounding Howler. What is it? What's filming?
It's those small little magical devices they use to. Yeah, you gotta know what they are, right? I mean, you have seen those small black boxes, magical, arcane. Everyone has them.
You mean?
As he says that, I'm gonna search through my Arcana. Does he do a good enough Arcana check
yes,
to like?
You do know.
There is.
There is a device that does something that he referred to, which is recording. It just basically keeps an image of memory. Basically, it's a magical item that records memory, and you can play back the memory by activating it.
Okay.
So perhaps that's what he's talking about.
I'm gonna look at the announcer and go, "You're a piece of shit, and I don't like you." And then I'm gonna cast banishment on me and everybody else within 20 feet.
Yay!
And nothing is gonna happen.
It succeeds. However, you're just about to cross what you feel like is the planar boundary, when suddenly you just get stuck somewhere, and you just look around where you currently are. You don't know where you are. You don't see anything, and then suddenly you're in an impossible location. No, before that happens, you're in an impossible location, which is you're half inside the wall, half not inside the wall. And you take a bunch of damage. All of you, unfortunately, because you did this.
Could I have resisted this?
You can technically use evasion. I'll allow you to use evasion to try to dodge this.
You know what the most beautiful thing is? Elson was literally building one of his legendary, bullet bombs to, blow up the wall.
However, your body is half inside the wall, half not inside the wall at the moment. So let's get to that first.
Not how that would work.
Exactly, okay. It's an impossible location, which will be rectified by you taking a bunch of damage.
Will I take...
Holy moly.
I'm dead.
I'm down.
Saves, dex saves or anything?
You can make a dex save because of evasion, so I'm going to allow it.
You instantly knocked me down.
Yeah, so I'm out. I don't know anybody else who'd still be up.
I'm out.
I barely didn't insta-die. I think.
80. So you have 40? 40-something
no,
HP?
I have 60 HP in the 20 that I got from Tabaki, so I'm at 0 HP right now.
Yeah, so you're unconscious. You're not dead. So I'm talking to Explo at this point.
78 plus 1 for the rat, so 79 damage.
He's out.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
bleeding
unconscious.
out.
You're unconscious.
No, I'm bleeding out.
No, you're out.
You're unconscious.
For this moment.
And then suddenly all of you awaken.
Did the 21 make it?
Oh, the 21 makes it. So you technically take 0 damage because you rolled out of this. As soon as you realized something weird was happening, you just sort of moved because you have the ability of evasion. So I gave it to you.
Yeah.
So you moved slightly, which made you outside the wall, but you look at the wall and you see them like basically T-posing in the wall.
Freedom of movement wouldn't affect us in any way? Like pop us immediately out of the wall?
You are outside the wall, however, you took a bunch of damage. And you see Howler, you see the announcer snap his fingers, they all awaken. And he goes, well, that was nice.
I'm assuming
do we get our temporary hit points back, or do we just get our...
No, you HP? Are all at 1 HP.
Whoop, whoop.
1.
There's you bringing us here against our will and trapping us. We don't want to be here, you ass.
You're here for the game.
And we don't want to play in your stupid fucking games.
This prevents you from running away if you're a sore loser. Which apparently you are.
We don't want to play your game. It's that simple.
He just looks away. Continue your discussion.
Well, it's impossible to be a sore loser if you never played the game.
Yeah.
By entering this room, you've agreed. Didn't you read the fine print on your invitation?
Can we just move along? Either heal us all the way so we can play your stupid game, or fucking kill me, man. I don't want to play your stupid game in the first place. And if you're gonna make me...
Okay, so you guys don't want to discuss anything before we...
No.
What is there to discuss?
Okay, fine. Your confusion will remain. And he just sort of gets out of the chair. And he starts adjusting his clothing. He's an obvious shadow creature, by the way. Like, he's black. Completely black. The butler is not, however. So these things can be going through your mind. As he sort of stands up and he grabs onto the object that he was holding onto before. And he brings it closer to his mouth. And he says, "So our contestants are ready!" And you hear the clapping again. And he says, "Each of you will be placed in a separate holding area until your fates have been decided." And
just wait a minute. Can I do a check on his face to see if his face kind of looks like... Yeah, that too, but does he look like when you know that the big bad takes control of a shadow creature?
Oh,
you know,
you can plainly see that he is not taken over.
Okay, so his face does not look like the big bad.
Yeah, they all have the white glowing eyes, all of them. However, the half moon smile is what indicates that they are taken over. Okay. So he does not have that. So he's not taken over by the main big bad.
Okay.
Okay, so as this happens, 4 cages, I think. Yeah, there's 4 people. 4 cages appear, and you are all put into the forcibly, like some sort of magical, magical force just pushes you guys into the cages. And you guys are, it's and each cage is actually formulated towards your size, just so that way you have enough room to stand and turn around. You have no more room to do anything else. And you guys are sitting in your standing in your cages, and they're each next to each other. And he goes, "So our contestants will be shown their restriction in the next fight. Will be randomly chosen from a variety of choices, and then they will be exposed to this fight. Let's see how they do." And he motions towards a board that appears that has like a couple hundred different squares, and on each of the squares has words. And you can try to read some of them if you wish.
Yeah. So Aristotle just looks over at Lucius and says, "You screwed us over, you jerk."
I'm gonna look back and be like, "Hey, asshole. I was trying to get us out of this situation. I didn't realize that he was going to have some stupid bullshit magic thing up that would kill us, basically, when it either should have stopped the magic from working or allowed it to work."
Yes, so the very first thing you did was not trying to attack him, and it didn't work as well.
Yeah, we were outside of the anti-magic field. The banishment spell should have worked. What happened to us was bullshit and should not have happened.
Well, if you were smart...
There is no Arcana thing that says that is what should have happened.
Here, moral and Arcana check to see if your character can... He might still be angry and call it bullshit, but at least he'll know what's happening if he succeeds. Which he does. There's an anti-magic field in the wall, and how banishment works is it starts moving you towards the area where the plane that you're from is. And it physically moved you to the anti-magic barrier, which prevented you from continuing. And it was partially in the wall.
So it was inside of the wall, not on the wall, like exterior.
It was inside the wall. Is what you're trying to say.
There's another one that's in the. Yeah.
I know, but it should just bounce this out into an open area. It doesn't have where like it traps you inside of things and you take damage. If the magic doesn't work, it just bounces you out to an open space.
That's not part of the spell, but it's part of the anti-magic field that it just stops you wherever you were during your transport.
Fine.
Well, next time try and think of things before doing them, because if point A means he can be hit, what the hell else does he have prepared?
Well, for burn
There's no way to see that there was magic in the wall, an anti-magic field. There was no way that I could
He had an anti-magic field, so unfortunately, it's been determined that it was in the wall, and sure, you couldn't
that, but there was
see
no way
that
that
it was
I
in the
could have
wall.
seen it.
Yeah, there was no way that you could have seen it.
Where it's actually inside the wall, like 6 inches inside or a foot inside of a 4-foot wall, there's no way that my character would ever be able to perceive that. Ever.
That's fair, which is why he healed you instead of just letting you die.
Well, technically the death ward brought us back.
Oh, well, he was trying to heal you, and then you automatically healed, so then he didn't have to do it.
No, I healed myself.
He was going to try to heal us to have us to go into combat. He wouldn't just bring us back at 1. Because at this point, I should just slit my own throat and end it, because there's no reason for me to continue. I cannot win any combat with 1 HP as a wizard.
You haven't started the combat. To be fair, so since you're seeing that this is unfair, I was going to heal you before the start of combat. Unless if you got the one that makes you start at 1 hit point, which is a random chance thing that you can get.
Oh, you said we were at 1 hit point.
Yes, but he was going to heal you as part of the start of the combat. There's no way that my character
could see this either, especially since this guy is working for the Shadow.
Oh.
He wouldn't want to necessarily give me an actual equal fight, like a actual chance to win.
That's how this guy works. He's an announcer for a game show. So he's going to make it fair enough so that way you can actually win. But we can go back into character, because I'm not going to just throw you guys into an instant death situation. I'm not going to do that. I realize it seems unfair, so I'm going to say that he's going to heal you unless if you get the random thing which prevents you from healing except for 1 HP.
Alright. And to Autosan, I say again, there's no way to have perceived an anti-magic field that's inside of a wall. Don't worry, buddy. Next time, if I can get us out, I won't bother trying to get you.
Well, on the bright side, when you're done arguing, there is no way I'll ever lose this contest, so I will just claim everyone as prizes.
I hope so, buddy. I hope so.
All right.
Now, what was the title of this tournament again?
Right now, as you guys are talking, your randomly selected malady, if you will, is being selected. So he's going to give you 1 disadvantage. That's it. Every other thing, he's going to give you full health, spell slots. He's going to give you full health. He's going to restore you to full, because he wants this contest to be as fair as possible. Unless if he says, like, you get the thing where you get 0 magic or whatever.
So does he refill all my empty potion bottles?
No, unfortunately, he does not do that. I was going to get to that, but I saw that you guys were seeing it was unfair, and okay, he's going to get to that. Just give him a moment. As soon as the combat starts, he's going to snap his fingers, and you're going to be at restored full. Yes, you guys are getting your randomly selected malady. So let's see how this goes. So I need a special dice. So
I didn't know that you could get a genie covered in shadow.
He's technically not a djinn, but that's okay. Okay, so this is for... Who wants to go first? Who wants to get theirs selected first?
Sure, I can go.
Okay.
Bugger, you were
roll a d4
than me.
Yeah, we can roll d4 for it. I mean, D4.
Shouldn't we kind of name our number before you roll it?
Name the numbers. Name the numbers and then roll again.
On my screen, I have Ben first. So how about Ben's 1, Pre-Ben's 2, Geo's 3, and then I'm 4.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
Roll again. Roll again.
Sweet, I go first.
Great.
And then we'll just go back the other way to 1. So me, then Geo, then Pre-Ben, then Ben.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
God damn.
That's all the damage you take.
No, that's not damage.
That's
just to help
I don't know if there's ever a D&D character that can take that, bro.
That's not damage. To clarify, I said that there were hundreds. Yeah, con save to take half damage.
There's 100,000?
No. There's a huge board with hundreds of things on it, and this number is to help me determine how severe the thing is against you. So it's out of
just 100,000.
So, you only got 10,000. Not bad. It could have been worse.
98. How about we roll it to 98?
Sure. But this is funner this way, to have such a huge number. So, 9,800, we'll say. And, you get a decently severe one, which is that you start battle with half movement speed.
Okay, that's fine for me. I have 45, so I'm now at a 20.
It manifests itself in a deformed leg. So he says, "Ooh, deformed leg! No!" And the crowd goes, "Ooh!" And your leg just starts bending and twisting into a very.
And I start
weird...
with full spell slots and full HP.
Yes, it's not gonna affect your health.
But we don't get back any of those temporary hit points, right?
No, because unfortunately you guys lost them.
Use those.
You still have freedom of movement, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And hold on, Matt. Are we going to go with Death Ward kicked in, or that the guy used a spell to save us?
He was going to, but then Death Ward kicked in.
All right.
So he gave you an extra hit point, so you're currently at 2. How about that?
Well, it wouldn't matter. I'm 60 now.
Yeah, you're gonna get full healed at the beginning of the fight.
What is Stone Blood, by the way?
Yeah, it didn't work on everyone.
Okay.
So currently only Howler has it because he was the one sneaking. But it gives resistance. It's basically like rage, but it doesn't work on magical effects.
Okay.
No, I think Stoneblood we had to take off because remember, I think Stoneblood was the one that was going to hurt.
No, that was
no, not that one.
Yeah, it was
a different warding bond.
Yeah,
it was a warding bond. All right.
Okay, so who's next? Who was it next? Geo?
Geo.
Sure, I go.
All right. You got 92,000. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You almost got that 100,000, bro.
All right. So you get that if you defeat a creature with your attack, you lose 10 hit points.
Oh no.
He goes, "Ooh, the attacker gets his health taken away." And it just sort of does this spectacular and whenever you So if you deal a killing blow, you lose 10 hit points.
So is it good to get low, from what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yeah. I was just wondering if it was good to get a low number, not high.
Yeah, you want to get a low number.
Okay.
So it's Preben.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Even worse.
So you get 98,000. All right. Here's what you get. If let's see. There's a couple good options I can use here. If you if an enemy attacks you, they gain HP, 10 HP. So you are the enemy healer.
Well, keep the small one out of the fight.
All right.
We just keep shooting him.
Who are you calling small?
Yeah, you just throw bombs.
Right.
You do not get in the melee.
All right, and the last one, Howler.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you fucking
middle
kidding
range.
me?
Yeah, you're a middling, so you don't get one that's quite as bad.
I was really hoping for a natural 100,000. Start the game with 1 HP.
That's actually what that one is. So
Knew it. Fucking knew it.
Unfortunately, that isn't what happens to him. Or fortunately. Instead,
Well, since we all want to live through this, yeah.
Instead, he has a perpetual what's that? Guiding bolt effect on him. So every enemy who attacks him permanently has advantage if they have to make an attack roll. So that one's all right. I'm not sure if I put them in the right order, in the proper balancing, but this is the first time I'm using it, so there it is.
Let the games begin.
Yep. But first, he says, "The opponents," and he waves over to the other side, and you see a couple of people appear, including one that you thought you got rid of. He was banished in the library.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the Hajmish the general appears, and he has 2 lesser fire Janazin with him. And the cage is open, and he says, "Do not start the fight until I say go. These guys don't look very well."
Does the enemies also have debuffs?
And he looks over at them and he goes, "Good point." And he flips the board over, and it has positive benefits to them. So now he's going to choose from the positive benefits.
Oh, so you do want us to die because you're a fucking asshole.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat that system before you can even start that.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna shoot the board so that it's just spinning.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Don't worry about it.
He said, "Don't attack before
he
says
technically
go."
Say don't attack before he says go, and then he did kind of say go. So technically
he did not say go.
He didn't say it in the sentence.
He did not say the word go.
Well, technically he used the word that he was supposed to use when signaling that we can attack in the sentence where he said we couldn't attack.
And I'm not attacking anyone.
He was specifying the word. So
yes, but
so
Gio has a very good point. He is not attacking anyone. He's attacking an object. That is not the start.
He said, "Don't attack. No one attack." Before. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Because this is what happens. It hits the board and it deflects off. It doesn't do anything.
Burger.
Alright, so technically the fight hasn't started yet, right?
The fun hasn't started yet, no.
Cool. So I cast animate object on the board and I flip it back over to the negative side and I keep it there.
Alright. You flip it.
On the worst one. Yeah.
Here's what happens. He says, "Well, you just wasted a spell because..." And then he snaps his fingers and something glows on the other side of the board. Apparently he can light up the other side of the board without you having to without having to be facing forward.
And Matt, hold on. The fight hasn't started yet, and you said that my spells and my HP do not refresh until the start of the fight, so technically I didn't waste a spell.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So he's going to heal you minus... He's going to heal you minus 1 spell. Because he's fair. Because he said that you wasted
he
said that you wasted a spell. So
this isn't being fair.
Well, he's healing you. How much more fair can he get?
Simple. If you want to establish a game and have rules established where there's negative consequences and buffs on us, you don't then put positive buffs on the other team, and I'm saying this in character, because if you do that, you're rigging the game, which you specifically said earlier you were not doing. So please explain to me how you are rigging the game right now, but not rigging the game.
He snaps his fingers, and he shows you the invitation. And the invitation is in front of you. And it describes the rules on the back of the invitation, which you did not read.
Are you really telling me that there was words and shit written on the back of the invitation that we could have seen?
Yeah, you didn't say.
How did we not see that?
You read the invitation. You opened the envelope. You took the paper out.
Was it folded? I know. Was it folded?
No.
Because if it was folded, I would see.
No, it was just cardstock that was perfectly made to fit the envelope, and you took it out of the envelope and you read the front. And you were like, well, we're not going to do that anyway, so then you didn't look at it further. You didn't say, well, I want to see if there's any enchantments on this thing, or anything. You just looked at the words on the front of it and said, well, not doing that, and put it in your pocket. So, unfortunately, you didn't investigate the envelope. Or the cardstock or anything. So unfortunately, that's how it goes. And the rules are that they get positive benefits and you get negative benefits, but if you win, you get something great.
Cool.
Alright, so their positive benefit is that they get... let's see. Okay. They also... They get an aura, which gives them anti-fire. So if you guys use fire, then even though they're fire, okay, great. That's wonderful.
That's a useless one.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes, oh, they got unlucky anyway. So it's time for the fight to begin.
Everybody stay close.
So, all three of you, you know what your, or four of you, you know what your debuffs are. There's 3 enemies, you know what its buff is.
Harrison stays in the cage, and he's just tapping his foot and says, where is the go word? You said go.
He said get ready for the fight to begin, didn't he? Or did he say...
No, he said get ready for the fight to begin.
Okay.
So, yes. I'm going to tell everybody in the cages, when we get out, stay close. I'm going to cast greater invisibility so we can try and kill them without them seeing us.
Okay.
Good idea.
Alright. He snaps his fingers, and you guys are fully healed, except one spell is removed because you disobeyed one of the rules that was on the cardstock, which says that you were supposed to listen to him when he's...
I technically did not attack anybody.
You used an attack, which was to animate the board. If you animate the board...
That's not an attack. Because if I'm trying to attack somebody, I'm trying to hurt somebody. I'm not hurting
Okay,
anybody.
I realize we're getting into the minutia of what an attack is. But the point of animate object is to attack people. And
not necessarily. It's more like
telekinesis. It's just for me to manipulate objects. Sometimes I can attack people. Sometimes I can use it to do other things.
So he viewed it as an attack.
That's fine.
Fine.
So you're healed without that one spell slot to use animate.
I don't have the 5th. Yeah, I don't have the 5th spell slot.
All right. So, and he says, "Now you can go." And
I cast greater invisibility.
Okay. Before that happens, you have to roll initiative because that's how this is gonna work. So.
Yeah, select your tokens before you roll.
That's okay. We can put your token in.
There comes my spell of bad luck.
Finally, you roll a low number. When you roll 59 good ones.
Also, this fight is probably gonna be a while, isn't it?
This fight is going to be not that long, but depends on how long your guys' turns are going to be.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that I should go to bed soon.
Okay. His is 7. And where's Prebins? That's who we're looking for.
Initiative?
Yeah.
Where's my token?
Because they're aware of you, so you don't get a surprise round, unfortunately.
But are they surprised?
Oh.
That we went first?
They can easily see you. So unfortunately, no. Oh, I forgot to roll for that. And this time the picture is going to be accurate. I got the wrong book open. This guy, he's meant to seem unfair. And I'm sorry that some of that stuff seemed overly unfair. But this guy is meant to manipulate stuff like this. So that's what he's meant to do. Not everyone is going to be like this. What am I looking in the wrong book still?
Our son is the only one here that's met him before, if it's the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
So you know who this is, our son?
Yes, Edo-san.
Yes.
No, wait, Edo-san didn't. He wasn't there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So then the only person who met him was nobody who is currently here. So. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm looking for that. Okay. Whoops, that is not what I meant to do. That is not what I meant to do. Here we go. 5! Wonderful! So they go last.
Excellent.
So you do get to do the thing, but it will unfortunately be on your turn. So who's going first? Explo. You get to act first. You know what your debuff is, and you know what their positive buffs are.
How far away are they?
They are approximately 50 feet.
Are they standing in a cluster?
They're standing directly next to each other, just like you guys are. But fortunately, you guys got to go first, so you can move away from each other. But they don't get that luxury.
Super explosive straight in their face.
Alright, draw your super explosive, which needs a D10.
Is it possible, Matt, before we start, to ask the announcer guy, hey, so that dispel bullshit's going to go away, right? So we can actually hit them with magic?
That is only on me! He responds.
Cool.
I got that.
Yeah. It's fireball, basically, which they're immune to.
Everybody?
So, no, you throw it at them, and it hits all of them, but it deals fire damage, unfortunately, which they are super resistant to.
So they take a quarter damage, or how does that work?
Yes, that's how that works.
So roll 86, and you do a fourth of that.
Yes, because it works the same for you guys. I've discussed this before.
86?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 29 divided by 4.
It's like 7 damage. 8 damage.
Yay.
Yeah, 8 damage. I'll give you 8 damage. Alright, they each take 8 damage.
I will say that was a dumb move. You don't have cold bombs or anything?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you need to find out.
Yeah, he drew the one that has a random roll on it. So unfortunately, he got the fireball.
But my character doesn't really. I know, but my character doesn't really know that. That's why he's like,
That's
"Come on,
okay.
man."
That's okay. That's okay. I'm just saying to you as a player, that's why he.
Yeah.
No, I get that, but my character is gonna still just be like, "What the fuck, man? Come on, you know what we gotta do."
All right, so is that your turn? You're gonna move away. The arena is a 90 by 90 grid, and you guys are in the middle of that. You are 60 feet away from them.
50.
So, or 50. Sorry. Yes, that's what I said before. So, it's a 90 by 90 grid. So you can move anywhere you wish. You can move closer to them, further away, closer to a corner, closer to a wall, whatever you want to do. If you want to do that.
Move a bit farther away from them.
Okay, directly away from them? Just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, directly.
Fair enough. Okay.
So that I'm about 60 feet away. I'm standing behind all my teammates.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's the smart move. Especially because you heal them if they attack you. So, Grand Admiral Howler of the Aquan Sea.
Yes, soon to be champion of this arena, but we'll come to that later.
Sure.
Yes, I will do my bonus action to hide behind whoever's in the front.
Okay.
If I am in the front, I will move behind someone. So that's a
Sure.
stealth check.
You're all in a straight line, so you can just move behind the next person to you.
Yes. So do the Genasi spot me as I try to aim for their eyes?
Okay, so you're asking if they make if they're going to make a perception check, and they're going to try to see if they know your exact location. Okay, so cool. That's based on wisdom, so +2. Cool. They got a natural 20, so yes, they do see you, unfortunately.
Do all of them see me?
I'm gonna say the middle guy sees you, and then he just sort of just pats them on the shoulder and points at you.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to shoot. In that case, I'm just going to shoot one of the small guys.
Okay.
Do that for 7 damage. And that's my turn.
Perfect. Okay, Lucius.
Phantasmal Force on the center guy. DC
Alrighty.
17.
DC 17. Is it wisdom?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. That's actually higher. They get a +7. 15.
Excellent. So it takes force.
All right. So he just starts going.
Basically, what I'm gonna have appear is a 10-foot ice elemental that just appears and it just starts beating into him.
Okay. So do you have to roll damage for that now? Or?
Yeah, it's a d6 psychic damage, and it also happens at each of his turns, your turns, the wizard.
Okay.
But yeah, part of the spell, he rationalizes all of the things happening unless he makes a successful investigation as an action.
Okay.
Yeah, but at this point, it's not an intelligence. It has to be an investigation to actually see that it's an illusion.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's specifically an investigation because that actually changes. That actually changes his values. So, okay.
Yeah.
Because technically, his investigation is different than his saving throw because he has a specific saving throw.
Yeah. At this point, because he believes that the phantasma is real, he has to be looking for the inconsistencies because his mind is going to allow him to fill in those gaps.
Yeah, so basically he just thinks that you somehow summoned a ice golem to...
Yeah, a 10-foot ice golem that is now beating the shit out of him.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else on that turn?
Well, that is the image that I want to make sure that we're clear on. Is basically this thing is regardless of like his DC, like his armor value, it is just beating into him and just pounding him into the floor.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. Okay, so is there anything else you're doing on your turn?
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Well, that and I'll try to move back a little bit if I can.
Okay. You move back.
5 feet.
Okay, sure. You're 5 feet back. Edelson.
Well, I'm going as far away as possible from them.
Okay. So how far are you moving? Are you using one movement or 2 movements or what?
30 feet, and then take aim.
Sure.
And let the pain rain.
Alright, are you aiming for one of the weaker ones, or...
Are you shooting the same guy I shot, maybe?
No, I'm shooting the strongest one of the smaller ones.
The strongest one of the smaller ones?
Yes.
Okay.
So, D2 to see if that's the same one as the one that Howler shot?
No. I'll let him... He saw that the other one got shot, so he's going to shoot the other one. That's fine.
Okay.
That's a solid 30.
I think I just forgot to do something here. Just give me a second. Yeah, I added 1 damage to the wrong one. Just give me a second. My mistake.
That can happen.
Okay. So, there we go. There we go. Now it's all correct. Okay, now what was the damage again?
30.
30.
Wow. Yeah, it's probably unlucky for you because you're one of the ones who's more likely to land a killing blow.
That's why I went for the healthy one.
Okay, fair enough.
I was playing it smart.
Fair enough. Okay. So, is that your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Is that one bloodied?
No. None of them are currently. Let me just double check. Yeah, none of them are currently. Okay. So, dude number 1, he's gonna... Who was closest? Okay, he moved.
I do have a quick question, Matt. How are they going to respond to their general laying like on the floor or reacting to like taking damage from an ice golem that they don't see?
Well, they're trained warriors and they're covered in shadow. So those are 2 factors into whether...
I don't know how they're going to respond to their general, like their guy getting beat on.
Yes, I'm just saying that those 2 factors factor into their morale rating, which is something that I tend to use. It's something that I just sort of use. It's not official or anything. They don't have an official value, but certain enemies will run away. But those 2 things would factor in heavily into their morale rating. They're not going to run away no matter what's happening. They're going to be confused as to why he's perceiving another threat that isn't there. But other than that, he's not going to...
it wasn't more of trying to get them to run away, just trying to keep them like occupied or confused, which might give us, another round or 2 before they engage us.
Unfortunately, they don't see it, so they don't view it as a threat. So those 2 are gonna come after you. But whether or not he's gonna attack them, the ice golem is dependent on a roll that I'm gonna do later. So the 2 first guys are gonna rush forward. Since Howler hid behind somebody who was close, and he didn't move back after that, and Lucius moved back 5 feet.
Yeah.
So then Howler and Lucius are at the same distance. So unfortunately from them, it's going to be 1 against 1, 1 against the other. So That's just how it's gonna be. Yo.
What's their movements? What's their movement?
Their movement is 40 feet. They can walk 40 feet.
So they can't close the distance and attack this turn.
But
because I'm 55 feet away.
Well,
yeah,
if they're melee, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Technically, in the book it says they can fly, but I'm not going to do that. They're just going to walk. So they're just going to walk, and they're going to get to both of you. So they're in melee range with both of you.
Okay.
Let me just say. Okay, yeah, it's getting late. I understand. We'll go for another round or two. But if anybody needs to go, just let me know. Okay, so they're in melee. He is. Let's see. Yeah, he'll do the investigation. Can he do this every turn? The investigation, or?
It's his
I
action.
believe so.
So it's basically.
Yeah, that would be his action.
Oh, so it's an action to do the investigation check?
Yeah. The
Okay,
target can use its action to examine the phantasm with an intelligence investigation check against your spelled save DC.
Okay, so then if it's going to take his action, he's not going to do that then. He is instead going to roll an intelligence check, which is just regular intelligence, which is +3. Yeah. Based on that, he is going to realize that you are the source of whatever was summoned.
So he logically.
That's not how the spell works, Matt.
He logically.
That's not how it works. He has to do an investigation check. He believes this 100%.
Yes, he believes that you summoned a golem. So
okay.
he believes that you are the source of the golem. Which
so he's going to try to come kill me.
Yeah, he's going to try to kill you to see if that gets rid of the golem.
Okay. Okay.
So,
sorry, I thought that you were going to...
Yeah, he's not going to ignore it. He thinks it's there, and he's going to perceive it as there. He's just not going to directly attack it because I rolled high enough. I said if he got high enough, then he would decide to... Yeah, you're summoning something, and he wants you to not have that summoned around anymore. So, he's just going to walk up to you. That's all he can do.
Well, he would walk 40 feet. So he'd still be 15 feet away from me. Well, yeah. He used one action to see that I was the one who summoned it. The next movement would basically be the one movement to get to me.
Well, he didn't roll an investigation. He forewent that. I just rolled a free action to see whether or not he was smart enough to know whether or not summoned creatures desummon. Which technically he failed because summoned creatures do not desummon. So he's going to attack.
So I have two guys on me.
Yeah. Because I was just rolling to see if he was smart enough to know that summoned creatures do not desummon. Which means that he would have to defeat that creature anyway. Which he wasn't. Okay. He succeeded in knowing that something that's not true, basically, is what happened. So he just walked over to you. Because he perceives you as the reason that it's here.
Would Phantasmal Force have affected all three of them? I forgot that I had the orb.
No. If it was past 20 feet, which it was, then it wouldn't have reached.
Yeah, it would be past 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't have reached him. So I'm gonna say that you cast it only on him.
Can I choose who is affected within 20 feet?
It affects enemies. I'll say so. It won't affect.
No. I mean,
anyone.
If I try to cast greater invisibility through the orb,
if you cast greater invisibility, then that's a different story. Yes.
I know.
You can choose who with greater invisibility. Okay, explode. Great, acid grenade. Perfect. So is it within a range? The acid grenade? Does it splash on people within a range?
5 foot.
Okay, so technically you can hit all of them if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay, dexterity save. What was their
You're dropping
dex?
it just behind him so we don't get affected, right?
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, I'm going to say that when you cast spells, I'm going to assume that you don't want to hit your party, and if a situation is going to cause that to happen, I will warn you. So,
Sweet.
okay.
It will blow up.
Yeah, if you do this, you die. You die.
That's
Yes, I'm realizing it's late.
no.
Can
I
we
just
go?
wanted to say that we finish this round and then.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna go this round and then we're gonna close off.
Skedaddle.
Yeah. Okay. So, one of them natural crits. 12 and 4.
Sweet. You get 2.
Mhm.
Is the first one going to be the boss? Or the big guy?
No. The first one was because I was doing right to left, which the little guy was on the left. So.
Sweet.
You hit the big guy with 18 damage.
No damage on save.
Yeah, so the little guy doesn't take damage. Okay, so I just made an oopsie. There we go. Okay, so he takes some damage. And obviously the big guy has more health than the other guys, is something that I'm going to say. Yeah, plus.
Has anybody been bloodied yet? Like,
No.
hopefully. Damn it. So the one that saved was the one that got hit by Autoson, right?
Yes, it was. Okay. Howler.
Okay. Well, I clearly want to show off now that everyone is here in melee. So I want to jump on this big guy and go straight for his neck with a neck dagger attack filled with poison.
Okay.
So I will. No, he's in melee with Lucian, isn't he?
Yeah, he is in melee with Lucian.
Okay.
He's also in melee with you because you're like you're both equidistant. So you're
Okay, so does a 29 hit him?
Just barely.
Do you even need to
barely.
ask?
You just barely hit, Ben. Just barely.
And also, this wrist dagger is, because this is my main hand, it is filled with halfling killer poison. So he needs to make 3 constitution saving throw. This is my most potent poison.
Oh, so you're using the halfling killer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Just for those who don't know what this is, it's a poison that has 3 DCs, 3 constitutions, and if he fails any one of them, they have different effects. So one of them paralyzes, one of them deals like a butt ton of damage, and I forget what the other one does. But he should have that written down.
Yeah, the other one, well, the last one is the most important, let's just say that.
Okay. Well, we'll roll. We're going to do them in order that you have them written down on your sheet. So what's the first one?
Okay. The first one is the damage.
Okay. First one's damage. Okay, so his con is...
What if he fails them all?
He has a +7 in con, so that's not likely. But he just takes all of the effects if he fails.
So what's the DC?
15.
DC is 15?
15? All right. And he'll take 29 damage. God damn it.
You take half of the 29, and then he needs to make another one or be paralyzed.
Okay. Plus, what's half of 29?
14.
14? Yeah. Okay. And he needs to make another one?
Yes.
12.
Sweet. He takes the paralyzed.
So he goes to the ground paralyzed. And then the last one, which is the most important one, and the one, yeah, just roll the last one.
18.
I'm considering, this guy seems pretty powerful, so I want to use my luck to make him reroll the last one.
Okay.
I want to make
Damn it.
2
luck
points
again.
of luck.
Sorry?
Another point of luck.
18.
Another point of luck.
19.
God damn it!
He would have died if he failed.
Oh yeah, it was the instant death one.
That's a good one to make him try to re-roll on. That was really good. Fucking
He has
asshole.
a +7. What can I do?
But he's
Yeah.
paralyzed, and with my
I
bonus
actually-
action, I'm gonna.
I actually invented this poison to kill Howler specifically. And he managed to kill the guy who had it, so then he has it now.
Excellent. I like it.
And it's called the Halfling Killer. It's called the
For a
Halfling
reason.
Killer because halflings in this world are known to be slightly more lucky than regular people. So that's why it has 3 saving throws.
Makes sense.
So yeah, he's paralyzed, and I'm gonna hit him with my off attack, which is my +1 short sword. So that is advantage and short sword.
Yeah, you
Please tell
get
me you have another
advantage.
poison on this.
It's a critical. So
8.
well, I would
Another-
Put some poison on this one.
Unless I use my wrist daggers. My wrist daggers basically have bottles with poison inside them with charges, which I can refill when rushed.
Yeah, because I had an assassin who was hired to kill Howler. That's what this is. He killed the guy and stole his weapons.
Smart.
And
That's what
basically
you do.
they're Assassin's Creed wrist daggers with poison, like a little empty space in them that have charges of poison in them. So
Perfect. Hit him.
yeah.
Get
So
him.
yeah. Okay. So is that your turn?
Yeah, I mean that's what I can do.
Okay.
Is he bloodied yet?
He attacked the main guy, so no, not
Okay.
yet.
My turn. I am casting greater visibility through the orb of myself on Howler and anybody else that is my ally within range.
All right, that is 20 feet, which
Just
those
hope-
guys are
Wait,
a little further away.
I'm actually 10 feet away from them because I said
Yeah.
they were 50 feet away. So I'm invisible as well.
Yeah. So it hits you, but unfortunately, since he moved, yeah, he's 25 feet away. So Edo-san is not under the effect of invisibility.
Okay, so we all go invisible. I am then going to disengage or move. I will take the op attack.
Yeah, they have
And do
disadvantage.
a movement.
There
I'm
are
going to
2
move.
currently next to you who wish to do so.
Right, but I'm going to move to where I can line up that on the next round I should be able to take a small movement and hit all 3 with a lightning bolt.
Fair enough.
Because they're all in a line right now. I want to try and line myself up so that on the next round I can hit them with a lightning bolt.
Okay. Yeah, so 2 of them wish to attack you, and they are going to do so with their scimitar, which has a +10 to hit. Oof. But they're at disadvantage, so let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 12. Whew.
Sweet.
1, 2, 18.
Shield doesn't break invisibility because it's greater. If that would help.
Yeah, you can technically block it if you want with shield, and it won't get rid of your invisibility. But that's up to you.
Greater invisibility lets you cast spells and attack. That's what's so great.
Well,
so that's up to you.
The first one is going to miss. The 12 will miss, but the 18 is going to hit.
Okay, so you can cast shield if you wish.
I don't have shield.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have shield. Okay, great.
No. So I have mage armor. So like I said, the mage armor is going to stop the first one, but the second one, it's going to get through.
Okay, perfect.
But it doesn't drop greater invisibility. He might feel like contact, but I'll be able to still move away and
they'll see that they hit, but they won't see where you go.
Exactly.
Because they'll see like a splash of blood on the ground or something like that.
Or their weapon coated in a little bit of blood, yeah.
Yeah. Because technically, it's off of your body now, so it's not counted as part of you anymore. Okay, so damage is what I was doing. That's what I was doing. Yeah, I'm getting a little tired too. So.
Yeah, just barely hanging on.
Yeah, you're gonna get to go, and then they're gonna get to go. So.
Yeah, after I just gone, because then it's like, god late.
I actually need to talk to you guys about something before you go.
What time is it for you right now?
2:15.
Yeah, same.
2. Okay.
So 2d6 plus 6. 2d6 plus 6. 2d6 plus 6.
Alright, so you're 9 hours ahead of me.
Yep.
So what time are we going to try and start on Sunday?
Well, I can't start until 12 at least.
And what time is it for you right now, Matt?
It is 9:17 p.m.
Okay, so you're 4 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of time, but it seems like we have a restriction anyway because somebody needs to leave like 5 hours after we start, so who knows. Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
13 damage is what you take. Because I actually rolled about average on the dice there, so.
Alright. Take the hit and keep moving back. And like I said, to the side to where I can try to, on the next round, if I have to, take a step or two to like line up and then hit them with the lightning bolt.
Sure. Alright, Edo-san, you suddenly realize you're the only visible enemy that they have.
Eek!
Eek indeed.
Keep running? Shoot and run, shoot and run.
Yeah, I'm going to move far away again. I'm going to play risky, the most damaged one.
Oh wait, at the end of your turn, don't you get to roll more damage for phantasmal stuff?
I do, yes. Sorry. A d6. 5 more damage. As basically he perceives the ice golem has followed him in his movements and is just pounding him in the back.
Yeah, it just followed behind him and is just punching him. Yeah, he sees it.
Well, he's paralyzed.
I don't know if we can like work it within the spell, but it's basically like
he sees it.
Well, what I wanted the ice golem to do was to basically be pounding him to where he felt like he was on his back proned, and it was keeping him pinned as it was pounding him. Okay. That's what I was trying to go for the like. Basically. So if
we say like this one he was able to like basically move before it was able to knock.
Your Bluetooth headset just missed power. Oh no, it's getting a phone call.
Okay, you're explaining something, but we can barely hear you.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the guy would rationalize getting knocked down and stuff. So when he gets out of his paralyzed, he would realize that the ice golem is the one holding him down.
Oh, I think he meant before he wanted the ice golem to pin him down.
Yeah, sorry. I got a call. It knocked me off this. But yeah, I was trying to have it where basically it was keeping him prone. If like I said, the first round he was able to slip past it. Cool. It makes sense. That he'll be able to close the distance. But at this point, with him coming in behind him, I want to try and have where like he's hit him so hard in his back that he is prone to the ground.
Okay.
Prone,
and it might cause, like I said, the investigation check, but I would rather at least try to knock him out of combat for a round or two.
Yeah, this time, yes, he will. If he manages to get paralyzed, then he will perceive himself as being pinned.
Right now he's paralyzed, so it makes perfect sense that he's being pounded into the ground by this thing. Sorry.
Yes.
I forgot that he was paralyzed.
Perfect. Okay. So, Ado-san, what were you doing? It was your turn.
I was gonna
fall asleep.
Nearly fall asleep, but Shoot the one that's the most damaged.
Okay, the most damage this time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For 19.
Make a medicine check before you shoot.
Also, if you hit the guy on the ground, you have disadvantage of doing so, but if you hit him, you crit, so you do double damage. So keep that in mind.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to give you. 2 of them are just about equally hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Percentage-wise, so are you going by percentage-wise how much they're hurt, or how much damage has been dealt to them?
Like in health, like percentage-wise.
Okay, so how healthy they are. Okay,
yeah.
So
the guy on the ground, if you hit them, you crit.
But you have to roll at disadvantage to hit him. So that's up to you.
Damage.
I hit.
Okay, 19. Hit him if you want. Okay, so you hit the guy on the ground, so you crit.
So double the damage. Ooh. Ooh.
Damn, son.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Good job.
Ooh.
Oh, that feels so good.
It's that -6, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's that -6, to be fair.
So
yes.
I still love the fact that this guy's getting pounded on in his mind by an ice golem, and then he just got shot in the head.
Okay, so it's 67
headshot
in one attack. Ooh. And as that attack hits, he is bloodied. And this is the strong guy, by the way. He just dealt such a huge amount of damage in one attack.
Don't mess with the artificer with the gun, or you get the spun.
You just see him pointing with he's aiming down the sights, and he just goes, and you just see the guy's head just like bound back and forth with the impact of the bullet, and you just see smoke emanating from the end of the barrel, and he just sort of lowers it and is readying up the next shot quickly.
Yeah, just like bolt.
So it's all in slow motion at that point. Everyone witnesses this awesome, perfectly aligned shot happen. However, it is now their turn. They don't see it. The 2 guys don't see anything because they're not under the effect of the golem. So they just see one guy far away. Farther away. But they have to double move in order to get to him. So there's 2 guys.
I'm attacking the little one as it's running away. Or I'm attacking the last one, like the one who runs last. So not the first one, but the last one.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a d2 to decide that. Okay. Perfect. So, okay, go ahead. And greater invisibility, if you melee attack, it doesn't reveal you?
No, it doesn't reveal.
Okay, I was just making sure it applied to melee attacks as well.
Yeah. No, we're all going to be invisible for, look up to it. I think it's a minute.
What, can I cast damaging spells?
Yeah.
Being invisible?
Yes.
Bombs and everything.
Cool.
Yeah, it's greater invisibility, so it allows you to attack from invisibility.
Concentration up to 1 hour. So everybody for 1 hour is...
Wait, technically you would have had to roll a concentration check, but since it was my mistake this time, then I'm going to forego that. But from now on, this is a...
I take damage, yeah. I got to do that.
Yeah, when you take damage.
Yes, he did, when he moved away.
Oh.
Yeah. It was my fault, because it was me who forgot it, but from now on, you are reminded, so...
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Remember it till the next session.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have to remember it for all time in the future.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay.
No, the
rest of his life.
Okay, so yes, the attacks. Yes, perfect. stuff, things, happiness.
Family fun. Spin the wheel.
So it's 11 plus 9, correct?
Yeah. It was shit.
Alright, he is now bloodied. As he just sort of runs away and he goes, ugh. And he looks around for like half a second to see if he can see something which he doesn't see.
If one of the thingies is running past me, do I also get an attack of opportunity?
You should.
Unfortunately, they're not running towards you. They're running in a diagonal line towards Edo-san, which is a different direction.
Okay.
So, yeah, unfortunately that doesn't happen. And they get close enough to him, but they can't attack this round.
Ta-da!
So
on, he's
they're
bloody.
in range
Just
with
cut
you,
him.
Edo-san. You're going to have to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
However, the big guy, does he get a save this turn?
So if you want to do the investigation save at this point, you can.
Yeah. He can't yet because he's paralyzed. He can't do anything.
But first he has to make the paralyzed save
at the end of his turn.
Okay, so he's going to try to do that. I mean,
the first save would be the paralyze.
Yeah, okay. So he's no longer paralyzed, but the turn ends. So he just keeps getting slammed by the ice elemental in his mind.
So he perceives himself as being attacked by something that's in his way from standing up.
Yes.
Correct. So next turn, because he did his action to roll for the paralyze, next turn he would roll for the investigation check.
I think this is at the end of his turn, so technically he couldn't use an action or anything.
Yeah.
So it technically uses his movement, his everything.
Yeah.
He recovered, but that's all he can do. He's still prone on the ground. Because I've gotten in trouble because Howler kept paralyzing people with paralyzed poison, and they were still prone on the ground, and he just kept stabbing them and almost killing my huge bosses because they just wanted to show themselves to be intimidating, and he shoots them and paralyzes them like 10 times in a row. I've fallen for that before.
I like it, buddy. Over and over. Always paralyzed.
Yeah, he pretty much killed a boss before they had a chance to do anything. Just because they showed up to be intimidating.
Yeah, because I went away from the group and I hid because we spotted something. And then I shot him out of the trees, and he got paralyzed, and we all ganked him. Crit. More poison, crit.
But they were low level, so they weren't doing that much damage.
But still,
and he managed to get away still, but he almost died. He had 1 HP left when he managed to get away.
Well, just remember that you keep using that sneak attack bonus.
Yeah.
Until you're no longer visible or invisible.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's their turn. So that is where we're going to end.
Sweet.
Just going to cut the stream.